actually, I mean, it came out not too long ago, 2 years ago, and I mean, these guys have been getting the game. Some guys were lucky enough to get the game when it was actually still free, and I mean, it's just grown. And the way it's grown, it's a great. I mean, if we can explain what the concept is, it's a bunch of cars. We could call it maybe remote control cars, riding around, chasing a ball, and with one ball in the game, 2 goals, pretty much like soccer.
I mean, like FIFA's cool, but personally, my heart will always be Rocket League. And the nice thing about Rocket League is you've got 3 guys on the team. Each guy controls 1 card. FIFA, it's sort of you go with the whole team, work it out. But here, you need to trust your teammates. It's not a 1v1 competition. It's you have to be able to beat the other team. I mean, we've seen guys, the good guys can sometimes carry an average team. But in this level of the game, these are the top 8 teams in South Africa. These guys are going to need every bit of teamwork that they can get to pull off these victories.
Yeah, no, Mike's definitely put a points onto that one. If we could just get to the next topic of some sort, we've got some other guys joining up now as we speak, getting ready for this game. It's a very close encounter between these 2 teams as we look at their past stats. But again, it's do or die this weekend. There's nothing much that's been left between, okay, maybe we can do this in the next game, maybe we can focus on that in the next game, but it's all about now, it's all about this weekend. We're about to get straight into this game, and we already got our first kickoff, and it's looked like we got our first domination in the first, not even 5 seconds of this great encounter between these 2 great teams.
Shows the intent coming into this is just, guys are going to play physical. I mean, and there's a little bit of umming and ahhing about how ethical demolitions are. We've got players in South Africa like Papa Capes who love to demo, but it has to be tactical. It can't just be like, I blew you up. Every moment, every movement has to be calculated. And with that sort of intent, he knows that an attacking opportunity can be very, very dangerous if left unchecked. And you just demo the player, reset, and especially in the first couple of seconds of a game, you need to be able to just shut down any opportunities. The last thing you want to do going into a long weekend like we've got ahead of us is go 1-0 down in the first 10 seconds.
I mean, if we can just look at some of the greater players of this game facing each other right now. We've got Magoo versus No Clip. Basically, these guys know exactly what they're doing when it comes to Rocket League. We might have just got our first goal. As I'm speaking about the guy, Magoo takes a great shot. I think a little bit of a rebound shot there off the crossbar. It was a good attempt to save it, but I mean, that one was going in all day.
That was really well played by the Red Neptune side here. Okay, just kind of, they sat on their feet. They sat on the goal line, weren't able to get up, and you need to clear those balls with the backboard. But, that was also a relentless onslaught by Red Neptune, a very high risk. And there we see another goal coming through. Prince Master comes through there, puts it into an open net, clear there, above average, gets it into the center, sucked up nicely by Timmy, pops it to Grinch, and Grinch makes no mistake, 2-0 up, and that's how you want to start a competition.
Yeah, as we said, that this is all about that team play. As we can see, we got one guy from both teams attacking that ball aggressively. We've got 2 guys hanging back, maybe one guy getting boost, another one just holding off maybe for that quick early shot towards goal. Great aerial shot there coming in from, I think it was No Clip. But, I mean, we've got some bouncing ball going on here in the middle of the field. I don't know what one can call that. But great positional play from, I mean, if we look at the way that Neptune is playing this game, they definitely know what they're doing. It looks like they've got their homework done. But again, this is Rocket League. Goals come flying from different angles. We've got 3 minutes left. Maybe we can have Impulse, maybe just bring a goal back here just to give themselves that bit of breathing room.
We have No Clip on one side and we have Magoo on the other. 2 of probably the best aerial players in South Africa are here today in this first match. I mean, I don't know how warmed up these guys have been. I'm sure they've had their PCs set up for the last couple of hours, getting through a couple of warm-up matches, but if there's going to be any aerial spectacular goals, it can come from either side, and you just know that both of these teams are going to try, and especially when there's so much at stake at this stage. 2 goals up, you might need to pull an incredible no-clip goal in, but Timmy with the last little touch, pops it past the last defender, leg touches, passes it to himself, rights himself, gets onto the ground, and gets one final little boop over the last defender, rolls into the goal, 3-0 up with half the game left to go.
That was some incredible play there. Individual skills was coming in there just to have that little roll, just to get the ball into the right direction of goal. Pretty much an easy tap in if you would call it that. But again, we have to just talk about impulse, just maybe just, you know, having to just calm down, regather. I'm sure these Oaks have a few words to say. Again, oh, great goal coming in there from, is it Grinch? Grinch Master, great goal coming in there from him. I mean, this is the type of play we're talking about. Get one guy to cross that ball in, and then that goal's going across goal. You just need one or two Oaks to maybe fly in there with whatever they got. Get a touch onto it, send it in towards the goals. And there was some great play. We've got a 4-0 here in our first Rocket League game of this great DGC Championship.
With Rocket League, you're going to see more and more over this weekend. Simple shots at goal. Don't work. You have to be doing some incredible aerial touches that people don't expect. You have to be doing some great dribbles, or you need to be able to get consistent pressure. And what OK is really struggling to do is deal with that consistent pressure at this stage. There hasn't been many very flashy things. Timmy's goal was great, fantastic, a nice little last touch. But what it is that OK needs to be able to clear that ball. When that ball goes onto your backboard, you need to be there before the opponent. You need to dictate the pace, and you cannot let them dominate your side of the field. So if OK can get that up, maybe this is first game jitters. I mean, everyone has them, but rotations, and then we see them starting to put it on decent attack here. Rotations are how you win Rocket League. Individual skill is how you win 1v1s, maybe even 2v2s, but rotations is how you win championships.
Yeah, no, Mike's definitely said it all there, guys. And this is a team sport, but again, you got different guys with different roles within the team, trying to do different tactics to get past the defenders, just to get the ball in the back of the net. But again, this is Rocket League, 3 versus 3, and we've got basically a minute left, 55 seconds. This goes so quickly. I mean, if you blink, you miss a game. That's pretty much what it's like. But again, just the way these guys have traveled so far just to get to this tournament, they're not in their comfort zone, that's for sure. They're not at home, you know, maybe a bit of a coffee here and there, some rusks, maybe some tea, energy. No, these guys are sitting next to each other in one room, playing it head to head, trying to get into the semis and the finals. And we got 30 seconds remaining in this first exciting match.
I love how you say that these guys have traveled far, and you know, that's not just how far they've come. We've got a couple of guys from, you know, Cape Town, Durban, PE, those sort of places, but it's also been a travel in the Rocket League scene. I mean, these guys are, what a passing play coming out to me. But these guys have played the whole year for one competition. This is that competition. So when they want to fight through this, it's not just, like you say, it's a different game when you're sitting at home. Where I sit there playing in my pajamas, sitting with a cup of coffee. Man, I love that. That's the most chill atmosphere in the world. And then you come to the most intense atmosphere you can, and it seems like Red Neptune has adapted just that little bit better here in the first game.
Yeah, I mean, they've taken this one 4-0. It's been exciting stuff in this first encounter. If we could just have Mike just explain to us. I mean, we spoke about how the different legs are going to work. We spoke about, you know, there's only 5 minutes a game. Obviously, the first Red Neptune just taking this first win. And we're going to go into the next game. They play best out of 3. Is it a best out of 5? I mean, just take us through that. Is there like what was the rules coming into this tournament regarding even the computers, the setups, all of that?
Basically, the awesome thing is, in this tournament, we got the choice of running on EU servers or on the local servers, which is a big change for a lot of guys. But most importantly, it's going to be best of 5 in a group stage, 2 pools, and then we go through. It's the first team to win 2 goes through automatically. Magoo coming off the walls, getting an aerial shot into the top left as well. Man, I'm never going to get through this explanation of what's happening in this game.
Yeah, no, that was a great shot there coming in from Magoo. I mean, this Oak is just, I mean, that's probably why they made him captain. I can't think of any other reason why they wouldn't make him captain. He does do a lot of other games, yeah, and there, but I mean, these teamers pulled together, come to this competition and said, you know what, guys, we can do this, we can win. But again, we've got some great player in the middle of the field. Again, we need impulse to come up with something. Yeah? They need to just, you know, get that tactic back of, you know, guys, we need to just hang back a little bit. We got the ball floating around. I mean, look there's no one back for them. And Magoo's just like, well, you know what, I'm just going to tap this in. This is easy stuff.
All about solid, determined hits. Hits that are going to achieve something. And, you know, at this stage, it just seems like Red Neptune is thinking 3 steps ahead. they're not playing Rocket League. They're playing chess at this stage. They have every movement planned out from the way they tilt the car to where they're passing that ball. Whereas Impulse they seem to be hitting the ball for the sake of clearing it out. And that's how you let the pressure build up against yourself. You hit that ball, you don't make a good clear on one of your 20 saves that you have to make eventually. And the Red Neptune side, the second oldest team in South Africa, if I'm not mistaken, just knows how to deal with that. They keep on that pressure, they keep going, and they just go, you know what, you make one mistake, we're going to capitalize, and they made 2 in this game, a minute in, and they've already got 2 goals.
Yeah, but the sounds of things, it sounds like Altruism's already chosen a winner. I'm going to say this is Rocket League. Anything can happen.
It is best of 5, obviously. This is only the second game. There's 2 minutes. I've seen 2 minutes in the last 12 seconds before. So, like you say, things happen, but I'm just loving the way that this Red Neptune side is playing together. They actually have 5 players in their lineup. Only 3 get to come to DGC and play every game. So it's amazing that they've chosen 3 players who just work so well together and they've gelled. I always, when I see teams with a big lineup, I worry, do they have that typical mesh? Are they just trying to rotate players and give everyone a chance? And you lose cohesion like that. But if you play well together constantly and you've got these 3 players who just mesh like they have, it's so beautiful to watch their Rocket League.
Yeah, as we can see that the ball is just floating around in the middle of the park for now. As you were saying, guys are just trying to get the feel of it again, just trying to get into it. But again, we're on the second match between these 2 great teams, great players between the 2 teams. A great shot there coming in from what it looks like was no clip, but unfortunately just that accuracy, just getting that car angled at the right sort of angle to get the ball going towards goal. And that's very tricky. I've played this on a social level, a little bit competitive, but not as much as what you have, Altruism. But I mean, it's very difficult to get that right.
And that's what really separates these teams from the guys who didn't make it to DGC, is that they know how to control their cars. And I mean, these guys must spend 100,000. I know NoClip has 4,000 hours in Rocket League, probably more now after training for this tournament. So, when he knows he wants to move his car in a specific way, he knows exactly how to do it. He's got that muscle memory programmed down as much as he can, but they're not using it at this stage. It's all very well flipping your car the right way, but it's a team game. Now we see him taking it up. He's great with his aerial plays, puts it onto the backboard, unable to finish, beats out the whole of the Red Neptune side, and that might be what they need to do, is let NoClip just exploit that individual skill, set it up, take all the pressure of the team onto his shoulders, and then someone needs to come through and finish it once he's pulled out a defender or 2.
But again, your attack is your offense is only as good as your defense, and we can definitely see a great example of that coming in from Neptune. We got a great demolition there, a boom as they call it in Rocket League. Exciting stuff here. Long shot coming in here from Magoo by the looks of things. Oh, Magoo's actually on the follow-up. That's my bad. But I mean, we're gonna have to look at this. That that Red Neptune can definitely defend really well as well. That's important. I mean, if you score one, it's very easy to concede one, and then you can maybe concede another after that, because now you don't really know what game plan you're going for. Everyone's trying to attack the ball, so obviously the communication has to be key. And most of these guys actually come out with a bit of a gimmick of actually using PlayStation controllers instead of a mouse and a keyboard. I mean, that just shows you how intense this game can actually get to be.
Oh, there's no way you play with mouse and keyboard. I think we've got one side that's actually just swapped over. I think it's Fortitude Black, and only just recently swapped to controllers before this tournament. But it's nice to see. OK is doing really well. This is what, their 3rd, 4th attacking opportunity that they've had so far this match, and that's nice. They've let 2 goals go in the first minute. That was not great, but they've certainly become resilient. They've shown that resilience, and they've gone, you know what, we're not out of this. Best of 5, we've lost 2 games, and now they're fighting back. NoClip does get a goal, 7 seconds left. Means that we just need 1 goal. Buzzer beaters. We've seen goals, 20, 30 seconds after the buzzer's gone. They're not out of this yet. NoClip finds that extra goal, that open goal. Magoo comes flying in from the left-hand side, unable to get there in time though, and so it becomes a 1-goal game. And this is the first real show of determination by this OK Impulse side in this game. And I think we're in for a very, very tight 3rd game.
What Altruism was trying to just say there was seeing 30 seconds of gameplay after the siren is gone or the full time is gone is because the ball actually stayed in the air for so long. once the ball has hit the ground after the buzzer is gone, it's game over. So we've actually seen some incredible play from some teams to actually keep that ball going and score another goal, maybe equalize or even a winner.
You know, the amazing thing is looking at the scoreboard. 6 shots from Red Neptune. There were 8 from OK Impulse. They let in those 2 goals. And like you said, Red Neptune is great on defense. We've seen that. They haven't let in a goal so far. But OK Impulse is finally showing their ability to come back. And they're showing that, you know what, we can take shots too. They can show up that defense, get those rotations right. They're going to be fine in this competition. I think they got a really good chance of going through and taking this 3rd game.
Yeah, I definitely think this second match was a lot better for Impulse than it was for the previous match. But again, you know, this is best out of 5. These guys are going to have to take every game as if it's their last game. They're going to have to push hard. They're going to have to communicate. I mean, these things are key. These are key things that these guys have to just get under the belt. And I mean, we've got a great example from Impulse on how to come back. And maybe, like you said, maybe they can just take this one.
Man, I hope so. I always enjoy seeing more Rocket League, and you know, this is the hardest of the 2 pools. It is much more difficult. I mean, we've got some serious contenders, guys that, you know, just by the luck of the draw and being seeded right, that they can, you know, have an easier way or a harder way. And these guys have a really difficult way. So every game in this competition counts. Every game in this pool counts so much, because if you drop a game now, 2 games lost takes you home at this point in the competition. You cannot afford to do that. So, you know, losing the first game, losing the second game, not great. But yeah, they have an open net, and NoClip puts it in. 30 seconds in, and they take the lead for the first time in the competition. This is the sort of play that I like seeing from OK Impulse.
Some great player from NoClip. Again, it's a team sport, but NoClip knew that he had to be in that position to put that one in. Great stuff there. Leading this one 1-0. Got about 4.5 minutes left. And we got kickoff here again. Great ball, just pushed up here again. Like this, I mean, this game is so crazy that these guys are so good. The ball is literally across the park within seconds. We've seen a few goals come in with a few seconds. It's such a quick game.
Nice, we see NoClip putting it onto the back wall there, and above average actually takes us. Beast Pancake was flying in there. You can see Timmy even appreciate this. NoClip puts it up. Beast Pancake was coming in for his own shot, but above average went, you know what, it's close enough for the wall. I got this angle, I've got this calculated, and he gets the unicorn goal there.
Some great play there from above average. You know, we had a bit of a OP's Pancake coming in there, just maybe for that rebound shot. You know, if NoClip had to just maybe save it, you know, he's there to bounce on that ball. But again, this was some great play. Maybe these guys decided, you know what, let's just regroup. We've got 3 games left. We can do this, gents. We can do this. You know, that's all about that captaincy. It's all about the team play, and you know, just sticking to what you guys are good at when they were practicing. Like you said earlier, Mike, these guys have been practicing for hours.
Nice little rotations coming in from this OK Impulse side. Magoo looking to take it up on the right-hand side now. Gets a nice touch, controls it back into the corner, pops it over 2 defenders, and actually, there's no one behind him. Just no one committed to him hard enough. There were no good clears. The Beast Pancakes chips it up. Magoo jumps to go for it. Beast Pancakes wants to turn, pulls out the last defender. I think it was NoClip. NoClip just not being able to get there in time, and Magoo managed to pull it back. And it's so nice seeing this rivalry between these 2 teams. They are so evenly matched that we've seen this game going dominatingly one way, and then seconds later just coming back.
I mean, the score is 2-1 now to NoClip Impulse, sorry. And I mean, like you said, the goals just come flying in within seconds. Great play there from Magoo to have almost no boost, to just get that little chip over. So that's just that individual play, that starness of just that, you know, that experience that comes through. I mean, all the hours you're talking about that comes through these guys playing this game, just, you know, that all definitely benefits the team. Got a great shot coming in here from, by the looks of it, OP's Pancake, but we've got a bit of a cleanup here for, obviously, you know, the ball just getting bounced around at the goal, but NoClip is definitely going to try and get this ball upfield, but these guys are going at each other instead of the ball. But I mean, we've got a great angle here on Pancake. Unfortunately, just couldn't get onto that ball, but the ball goes back towards his goal. Obviously, he's going to have to turn around quickly to get back. Like, as I say that, he's there to make the defensive shot. Maybe a great pass for a finish here. What a great shot there from NoClip. Incredible stuff. Not even a celebration of any sorts, but that was incredible. I mean, we spoke about how you have to just come back, make that, like, defensive pass and it becomes a great pass for attack.
I told you, we were going to see some aerial goals, some aerial finesse and some incredible skill coming from these guys, and No Clip just proving me right there, getting so close to the roof there and managing to get that angle into the bottom corner and just going, good pass, average pass, but I will make it happen. And there he takes the air dribble, gets it on the crossbar. Oh man, these guys are back. These guys have not taken this line down, lost the first two, and now they are in a extremely solid position to take this third game.
Okay, Impulse is definitely taking this one to the next level. Long shot coming here.
What a team finish there! Manages to get it across the goal, goes, I can't do anything, pops it across, and above average goes, oh, I missed this, but I guess I don't need it when you can shoot 73 k's an hour from across the field. No one's back, no one's there, no one expected that. And they just went for this and went, oh, wait, hang on, that's a goal? 4-1 up for OK Impulse.
Now this is rather looking a little bit different towards the previous two games we saw. I mean, we had Impulse not doing so well. Well, yeah, we got maybe a fifth goal. Great stuff there from Average Revenge. And I mean, this was just some great play here, all by himself. Just has to get the angle right. And it's, what, Bob's your uncle, it's a goal.
5-1 now is the scoreline. 1:30 left on the clock. That's starting to push it for time. I mean, you're looking at, what, 20 seconds a goal? Maybe that. So, really nice play by OK Impulse now. But, you know, Red Neptune is a very experienced team. They don't just give up halfway through. And there we see it. Timmy brings it back. Now, you know, they needed a goal every 20 seconds. That one took 3 seconds. That's pressure off. That's one goal every 30 seconds now. Great little pinch off there. And, you know, No Clip tried to go up for that, tried to get in the way, but Timmy right there to finish it off.
Don't get me wrong, it'll be definitely great to see the Impulse team maybe take this one so that this game can go a little bit further, see that they are best out of 5. But, I mean, these guys are definitely in control. They got 3 goals out of them. If they could just defend this off, unfortunately, a very dangerous floating ball coming in towards there. Great clean out here from No Clip. Great angle, good camera work we got going here. But oh, takes a sneaky shot there from Magoo, and we've got a great minute left here between these two great, or shall I say, spectacular teams. Probably the two best teams in the tournament. Altruism, I mean, you know these guys. I mean, are we going to expect anything better from this, or do you think this is pretty average? What's your take on that?
Considering this is the first game, I'm looking forward to the rest of the tournament. I'm not going to put any expectations on any teams. I'm not going to say, you know, oh, these guys are playing average. These guys are playing really well. Their rotations are solid, their aerials are solid, their team play has been fantastic throughout this entire game. All 3 of these games, in fact. And with 20 seconds left, I think it's pretty safe to say that OK has brought it back, and it shows the resilience of both of these teams. And like you say, it's just, these guys are great. These guys are great. And it's so nice to see them coming together and playing so well that I'm just excited for more of this. I don't want this to be the best game of the tournament. I want it to just keep going strength to strength and see these teams do better in every single game.
As we can see that No Clip has taken his team for a victory on the first one. Yes, their first win out of the first 3 games. They basically needed to win the next 2 matches to take this one. So it's going to be very exciting, end-to-end stuff. I mean, as if it hasn't been already, but I mean, this is just crazy. 3 great guys versus 3 great guys, and we got Rocket League. What else can you have?
It's amazing. Above average picking up the first hat-trick Patrick of the tournament there. No Clip just shining across the board. Beast Pancake there. We can say he had that goal above average, just stole from him. I mean, he had that thing solid, but playing great defensive rotations, just keeping back there a little bit and allowing No Clip and above average to just fly for, you know, difficult balls. That ball that No Clip slotted into the bottom corner, that was a high-risk play, but it paid off. And it's having that faith in your side behind you. Just go, you know, I'm going for the risky shot. If it works, great. If not, my friends have got my back.
Yeah, we can definitely see that Pancake is more of a floating play in the middle of the park, picks up the loose balls, but I mean, above average. That was average revenge with that gameplay they had early on with No Clip. Get the ball up, actually get back, make the defensive shot, get the ball upfield, and then, I mean, someone like No Clip's going to pick up that shot and take it. I mean, his aerial play is phenomenal. It is unbelievable. And here we are with our 4th game between these 2 great sides.
That's right, guys, our fourth game. If you're just joining us, this is the first round of the DGC at the VS Gaming LAN. It's a fantastic play so far by both of these two phenomenal teams. 2-1 is the scoreline towards Red Neptune, but with the authority that OK Impulse stamped on that last match, I certainly don't think that the one goal towards it means much. But what it does mean, though, Impulse needs to keep up that aggression. They need to keep up that skill and that consistency that they showed in that last game. One game, and they go down. You lose 2 games in the group stage, you're out.
Yeah, Red Neptune's definitely going to maybe say, guys, you know what, let's take the pressure off, get the early goal, and hang back. Hang back, play the aerial ball, take the ball upfield. As we're talking about it, we got Magoo just playing the ball upfield. Oh, it's actually Timmy. But Timmy is just trying to maybe get a pass in. Unfortunately, that's some great defense there coming in from No Clip. But we got some... Oh, these guys are definitely just taking each other out. Great shot there from Tim. I mean, I think this is probably his first goal, or probably second goal. But, oh, I mean, check where he's coming from with this. Getting that angle right. It's almost going a 90 from where he came in from. That is ridiculous. Great stuff there from Tim.
Yes, he sliced that thing like an onion. That was a beautiful piece. It caused tears on the other side. Let's go with that. I totally didn't plan that pun from the beginning, but let's go with it. Magoo now going into the air, showing his own styles. And, you know, they get that first goal. They shook it off. They've got that composure as a team to be able to shake off a loss and go, you know what? They hammered us, and there's no other way to put that third game. They hammered us, but instead, what we're going to do, we're going to come back harder, we're going to come back faster, and I put Red Neptune and probably OK Dangerkicks as the 2 fastest playing teams in this competition, and that means when they pick up their pace, when they get that sort of momentum going behind them, they just keep accelerating and keep accelerating and keep accelerating, and no one can keep up with them. Timmy now slows it down. Just that variability of pace is something that this Red Neptune side does. Really nice, just drops down. None of the OK Impulse players, there were 2 players there. Neither of them got a touch to it, and Timmy just goes, you know what, you're not going to hit it, I'm going to hit it.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to point something out in a defensive point of view. I mean, there was almost basically the whole of Impulse team was just chilling there in a defensive role. But no one's was really going for the ball, like trying to get upfield. And again, we got 2 players going for the same ball. I mean, that communication is so key. And I mean, No Clip just trying to juggle it up, but look at that, you got 2 guys attacking the attacker, and that just like sort of brings that whole play of, okay, well, now that we've made that defense, we've got 2 guys going up, just made it like a block shot, and that's just basically 2-on-1 scenario. Oh, not that you can really pass it, but I mean, if you can cross it like we got these guys crossing balls, a great defensive coming in there from, was it the pancake? Oh no, that wasn't pancake, that was above average. Unfortunately, I can't have my spectacles on here for the fine print here on the right here, but I mean, these guys are, they're trained to do this. These guys have been practicing. These guys are, I mean, they're in it to win it. They're not just there for the fun and, you know, for the sake of having the Xbox upstairs, but they are here to win this. This is some great play coming in from both these teams. But again, you know, 2 goals up, 2 minutes, 10 seconds plus to go. And I mean, this is exciting stuff here. Great stuff. Great shot there coming in from above average. I mean, I was just going to let Mike have a go here, but that was a fantastic shot. I mean, this ball was like in the perfect spot for him, up in the air. I mean, it's still difficult to finish those. I mean, you got to get your vehicle up at the right angle, but great stuff there from above average.
I love the use of the rotation of the car. What that allows you to do, for anyone who's not completely familiar, it allows you to turn your car a lot faster and get power. If you hit the ball with your wheels, you get a really soft touch. It normally just drops down and the other team can play it pretty easily, make easy saves. But if you get your car rotated and you manage to hit it on your bumper or something like that, it hits it so quickly that no one can react to it. And it's just, you know, I've been watching these teams since DGL started. I think it was beginning of last year we had our first Rocket League tournaments. And I've watched these guys grow. I've watched these guys play from, you know, missing every second ball. Not necessarily the guys in this game, but, you know, they play it, they try to hit the ball for the sake of it. And now you see very concerted, very thoughtful play there, above average, going in there and realizing, you know what, I'm not just going to hit the ball, I'm going to place the ball. I'm going to like plan where this ball is going into the bottom left-hand corner, gets the right rotation on his car, comes in and goes, you know what, let's do this. And it's amazing to see the quality of South African Rocket League improving over a year of really competitive play. It's fantastic to watch.
Yeah, we can see that some of these Oaks really have like a sort of assigned feature for themselves. They like to play on that loose ball, they like to hang back, and then you got guys that are aggressive, they just want to go straight for that ball the whole time. And that's where you got to balance a team out. You can't have 3 guys going straight out for that ball, you can't have 3 Oaks hanging back. You sort of got to have that sort of balance. I mean, and you only got 3 guys in a team, so it's not like you can really play a formation of some sort. But I mean, you can, but it's not the same, because you actually got 3 guys, you got 2 going up, or you got 1 guy going up. It's very difficult, but again, it's that communication key that's very important. We got our last 20 seconds in this 4th game, and if it's going to stay like this, we might have our first winner.
Certainly, Obese Pancake and his team, okay, Impulse, they have to make something come back now. They've got 10 seconds. No Clip is on the attack. He pushes it up now. Grinsmaster pushes it to the side. 7 seconds left. No Clip pushes it to the right hand side. Above average is there on the wall. So is Obese Pancake. Throws it onto the backboard. This is where No Clip is dangerous. Floats it down to the center. Magoo pushes it into the center. Obese Pancake chasing this now, trying to keep it up. They managed to do it. 30 seconds currently in the air now. And they just let it drop. They lost their first series. Red Neptune takes this 3-1 in the first round. They will go through to the winners bracket final in this group stage. They're 1 victory away of going straight through to the double eliminations.
Yeah, I mean, this was a very close game. Once again, something similar to the second game we saw. Unfortunately, Impulse just couldn't really just get that attack going. We saw No Clip having to do a lot of cleanup work the whole time. And we saw that, you know, No Clip and Above Average had to come back a lot and make defensive, you know, sort of attacks for themselves, but they just couldn't get that right. Unfortunately, they couldn't get this win through, but if they win the next 2, they could possibly go through to the next round, but it's going to be tough. They got 1 loss down now, and I mean, it's uphill from here.
Victories certainly goes to Red Neptune, but that is not the whole tournament. We have a lot of Rocket League still to come for you guys. We have a second game at 6:30 tonight. Our third game will be played at 8 o'clock, and then we'll bring you, and that'll be that for the group stages. Right now, we're going to currently try to run across, grab Magoo, the winning captain, and just get a quick interview, guys. Give us like 5 minutes. I'm sure we'll be back in a couple of seconds to have that interview. I want to hear what he has to say, so don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be right back. Welcome back, guys. Here we have NoClip, the losing captain of that game. Incredible game. I mean, you are in the harder brackets. You were against the team. You guys were seeded 4th. They were seeded 5th. You played incredibly well. Great aerial shots and everything, but you just didn't manage to come through. What was going through your mind in that game when you went 2-0 down?
I think that, to be honest, we were very stressed and we didn't know much of what we were doing, but we were just trying to find our footing. And I think in the next few games, we should be able to find it a bit better. But that was a very good team and they definitely put a lot of pressure on us.
Certainly well played to them. I must admit, you as a captain, what do you talk to your team about? Like you say, is you guys only really met up yesterday, right? Is you didn't have a lot of time to gel and do a long boot camp or anything like that. Do you think that affected you? Or do you think you were just coming in here going, you know what, we've been playing together as a team for ages. What's the worst that could happen?
I think we've been playing for quite a short amount of time, but I don't know, we just gelled. Like our play styles always work together, and usually all I talk about is, I don't know, like moving faster, hitting the ball properly, making sure you don't pass to the other team, because we're very prone to that, passing to the other team and then working off of us. So I guess the boot camp wasn't that needed, but I think we're playing a bit well. But you know, there's just a few things we need to work on still.
You have a long tournament ahead of you if you guys manage to make it through this group stage. Certainly, you have a lot of time to redeem yourself. And certainly, redeem is probably the wrong word. You guys played exceptionally well. You guys did really well. I saw a lot of aerial plays from all the players. It was so nice to see above average who's come up to be such a strong player now. And how is it to see your team improving constantly, to see your guys just getting better with every match that you play?
It's really great. We've been versing these very big teams like DK in scrims and whatever. So I guess it's kind of improving the overall status of our team, if you can say that. It's quite an amazing thing to see them come up so fast, like compared to what I had to do to come up this fast. But yeah, I think when you play with good people, you become very good very quickly. So I think it might have helped them. But yeah.
It's been so nice to have you here. You guys were the only team. Sorry, last question. I'll let you get back to practicing. You guys were the only team not actually in the Prem Division. You come up from First Div, and I think that's just a testament to how much and how quickly these guys have come up. And it's like you say, doing these scrims, playing against good players, it really does make a very big difference. If you had to give any advice to someone who's, not here today, someone who's trying to build up, you've got 4,000 hours as a proper pro veteran of the game. What is the biggest piece of advice you would give to someone to make it to next year?
I'd have to say, just find the right people. You don't want to waste your time with the wrong people, and make sure you aren't just an assistant. Make sure you're doing all the positions. Make sure you're not just being held back by your teammates. I don't know. I think just be consistent, as most people would say. Just be consistent, and you can do a lot of good things in this game.
Thank you so much, NoClip, for joining us today. That was a fantastic game. I hope you guys do well in the next match, and good luck for the rest of the tournament. I hope to see you guys soon.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
And now we have the winning captain, Magoo. That was fantastic. That was an exciting match. I mean, that went back and forth. First, you guys went 2 games up. That's got to have felt amazing.
Yeah, no, we kept the pressure like we always do, and we were just flying around. We were having a good time.
That's what Rocket League is all about, is having a good time. So I've got to ask though, you guys did so well. You went first game, didn't lose a goal. Second game, 2-1 up. Third game, suddenly everything changed. It seemed like OK Impulse just got some new life in them. And you guys seem to be taken on the back foot. What happened in that game that was different?
Yeah, no, that's a rebound from NoClip, and the rebound from above average, and the redirect from NoClip. Those were some insane goals. They picked up the pressure that round. I think that first goal that they got just gave them a bit of courage, a bit of momentum, and they followed through with it.
Momentum is such a big part in the Rocket League, in the game of Rocket League. I mean, we've seen guys, you do a reverse sweep, you you're losing 3 games out of a best of 7, and then you just get 1 game and 2 games and 3 games. What do you say to your team? You guys are a very mature team. You guys have been around forever, since the beginning of Rocket League in South Africa. What do you tell your team after suddenly losing a game, and you know that you cannot afford to let that momentum build?
Well, my team, I just have to remind them every once in a while that we can win all these games. There's no team that we can't potentially beat in any of these rosters. So yeah, whether we win or lose at the start of the next game, we amp for the game. We don't get angry. We get even.
Tilting is just one of the biggest killers in Rocket League, obviously. And what sort of techniques do you do? Are you a chilled guy naturally all the time, or is it sometimes you go, okay, this is getting to me, missing 3 or 4 shots in a row in a match, and you just go, how do you reset yourself? Is it at the end of the game you take a couple of seconds, or mid-game? How do you adapt to a situation like that?
Sure. I don't really know how to answer that. I just carry on. I'm a pretty chilled guy. I don't get angry at games if I'm at home. If it's not in a competition and I'm getting upset, so I'll just go play a different game. I don't.
Sound advice, certainly. You guys have now won 1 game. You need 2 games to get through to the group stage. You have a very tough bracket ahead, but this has to feel good. Just having it under your belt to go forward and hopefully keep building on this momentum of the tournament. Any plans, any secret team talks that you guys are going to have? Obviously, it won't be secret for long, but anything that you are focused on going into the next match? Anything that you want to improve on or anything like that?
I don't think so. No, we're gonna keep playing together, keep gelling together, and synchronize for the weekend and just each give it our all. There's nothing more we can add to our game.
Certainly worked for this game, and if you keep that sort of playing throughout the rest of the weekend, you might end up with the same sort of results, and that would be fantastic. I mean, keep winning. I hope you have the best of luck in the rest of the tournament. It's been a pleasure talking to you and getting to know you face to face, guys. I hope you've enjoyed these interviews. We'll be back at 6:30 with our next game. Magoo, absolute pleasure. Thanks very much.
Yeah, thanks, man. Nice to meet you too.
changes.
Life. Life.
I was fine when you held my hand. I was fine when you pulled me down. You said the stars would answer. You said our prayers were written down. I was fine when you pulled me in. We were forced to be human, and then the world came after, and I had never questioned it. And they said it was wrong. Started it all. that you never started. You once destroyed a broken heart that was already shattered. Holding on to what we have and take us to this love that you never started. You once destroyed a broken heart that was already shattered. Holding on to what we have, you take us to the edge and back. Holding on to what we have, you take us to the edge and back.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Rocket League. I'm your boy Kevin G. Alongside me, I got Altruism, and yes, our next match we've got a Rocket Eclair and a VXP.
That's right, guys. This is the loser bracket of Pool A, and we have our first seed and our third seed taking it on. Loser goes home. We have two of the top three teams about to get kicked out. I mean, what must be going through the heads of guys going into this sort of situations? That you know, they probably arrived this morning going, we'll casually go through the first game. And considering this was supposed to be the easier pool, we have two teams that were supposed to coast through this now facing relegation.
I mean, it's a good point you said that these guys arrived this morning, but these oaks were camping out last night for this. I mean, they've spent the night in tents out in the car lots outside, and I mean, obviously they were talking a bunch of game talks and so on, and obviously just trying to get in some rest. So for them to get kicked out now, if they lose again, that's bad. I mean, that's like coming here. Well, I mean, still coming here was already a victory on its own, I would say. I mean, the guys that are here have already been through so many competitions, so many playoffs just to get here at this stage, and for that alone, it's already such an amazing achievement on its own, with amounts of Rocket League players and teams out there. But I mean, yeah, it's gonna be so bad to see teams go out now.
No one wants to go out now. I mean, especially not when you came into this tournament thinking you were one of the favorites. I mean, both of these teams have been fighting tooth and nail to get where they are now. We do have everyone starting to join the game now, so you know we can theorize as much as we want, but I would rather get straight into the action. Gavi G, take us away with this kickoff.
Okay, well, we're about to get into a little bit of a spectators mode here. Action, what lights, camera action is what they say. We're going to go straight into this game. I mean, we've got two players on both teams going straight at this ball. Well, it's quite strange to see the ball bouncing around like that. It was quite some time before anyone actually gets onto it. But I mean, both these teams are just wanting to get early kicks towards goal, put the other team under pressure. Again, we don't have much defense in the back here from both sides. As we can see that both the goals are standing empty at the moment. No one really hanging back. Everyone going straight for the ball. And again, Papa Cape's just probably getting taken out there, but he's got the ball back to his squad. His squad's just trying to push the ball upfield. Great shot coming in. Unfortunately, this is a great defensive shot there. Great stop by, if I'm not mistaken, this is that was Nianfo that came across and just made a great stop there. But yes, Mike, take us.
It's interesting to see these teams at the beginning of the game, and you can see both of them understand how important the situation is. When the ball gets hit to the back, they don't rush those clears. If they've got the time, if they've got the space to make it clear, and it bounces past all three of them. VXP off the wall. Luke hits it down. Gets an actually very soft bouncing touch. Everyone goes up. No one gets to it though. Minute in, and our favorites in the tournament are a goal down in the losers bracket facing relegation.
Yeah, I mean, that was some great play there. Unfortunately, no one could really get onto the defensive role, just get the ball away, clear the ball away. A lot of stress going to these guys' minds right now. I mean, they both have lost already a match going into this long shot here. Very slow ball again, but great cleanup here. We've got the ball just pushed up upfield there, and VXP is just going to have to just, you know, recapitalize on this and, you know, maybe work for a second goal.
It's amazing to see these two teams. I mean, they played together and against each other for a while now. Both of these guys coming from the Premier League. Rocket Eclair not having lost a single game in the previous, I think it's 2 or 3 legs of this game. So it's very exciting to see that, you know, we were talking earlier about how these teams have been practicing so much and how much they could have changed in the last 2 or 3 weeks. And it has to be said that we can see that in this competition. We've got VXP, the number 3 seed, facing Rocket Eclair, the number 1 seed, in the loser bracket finals.
Yeah, we can definitely have a bit of a debate about which one of the two is going to come out on top, but for now we're on the first leg of this, and it's a great encounter between the two teams. VXP just trying to work the ball upfield again. Alf with a great little hit back into their half, but unfortunately it doesn't look like we've got great sort of positional play just yet from both sides. Everyone's sort of all over the place, just maybe just trying to, you know, route who's going to be where, who's going to be doing what. Again, we come down to communication. That is so key when it comes to this 3-play, and a great shot coming in here, and what a goal. I mean, VXP is just, I mean, they're just pouncing on the ball. I mean, look at this. We got a great angled shot, as so you can call it. I mean, just to direct the ball towards goal. VXP is definitely awake for this one. They don't want to go home. And I'm sure Rocket Eclair doesn't want to go home either, so they're going to definitely have to come up with some sort of game plan.
Certainly, we've seen VXP actually playing really well as a team together. We did see Papa Capes actually passing that, squeezing it off the wall there. Elf was there. He had read it off the wall, but, you know, that last little touch by Papa Capes meant that he couldn't get that ball. Now, Zebra passes it to the center. CBC sets it up for Elf, and Elf finishes it. Nice little touch here. There, just one miss from the VXP players come there, and it pops it out to the center. Elf gets the shot into the right-hand corner, and, you know, after Elf missing both of those last goals, he must have been feeling really nervous, really shaking coming into this match, and I think that would have certainly settled his nerves for the rest of it. Here, a shot goes in towards the center. Nyanfo picks up that triple save, that save in the middle, coming in, 3 saves for him. But he's got a lot more work to do if he wants to make it through the rest of this tournament.
Yeah, I mean, Zebra is just going to have to come up with something very spectacular. Maybe, as I speak, he's maybe going to just bring this ball for a great cross, maybe for Alf or Nyanfo to take a goal. As I speak, Zebra actually gets the goal. Great player, just pushing the ball upfield. I mean, we got 2 goals apiece here. We got a minute and a half to go. This is exciting stuff.
So nice to see Zebras, or CPZ as he prefers to be called, in fact. It's so nice to see his patience there. He realized no one was challenging him. In the corner is notoriously difficult to get anything happening for it. Like, you roll it up the wall, the guy just jumps and shuts it down. There we see a shot though, Luke going, you know what, we're going to play through the air. You guys can play around the corners as much as you want. He's been looking solid. Just takes the time, jumps up nicely, keeps his flip, and 118 km an hour means that Elf cannot rotate around. And again, VXP Elementrix takes the 1-goal lead.
Yeah, VXP definitely just trying to take full control of this game, as Rocket Eclair was just trying to come back with a great sort of, you know, 2-goal deficit to just maybe just get back into this tie. But it's just 1 goal that VXP is leading by, so obviously they're gonna, great shot there coming in from, was it Luke again? Definitely the guy this team just to score the goals. He's definitely good at coming around, making that sort of defensive play and picking up boost and then working on that loose ball in the middle of the park. But again, yeah, Luke comes and just picks up the dirty ball, should we call it that, because no one's really going for it. Guys are just trying to assess the different angles they want to approach this ball. Again, Alf just maybe just trying to get a little sneaky one here, work the ball back towards his teammates. Gets a great pass here to, is it CPZ Zebra, if that's what Ultram says he's like to be referred to as. But again, Papa Capes just trying to work the ball away, maybe just play the timeout for the rest of this one, and maybe the VXP can see this one through.
You know, it's interesting to see that, oh, here we see a shot coming in, no one's able to get it, but it is one. Rocket Eclair, there we go, gets it in there. Nyanfo finally reading that off the pass by CPC. And this is what Rocket Eclair does. They start boost starving you, they start keeping that pressure going, and they just build more and more and more. And there, the ball didn't leave the VXP half for 20 seconds, 30 seconds or something like that. And they just built up that consistent pressure, and it finally paid off. And that's what you know, the signature play style is of the Rocket Eclair side, is they keep building pressure. They did it successfully there. They've only got 15 seconds now. I don't know if they're going to be able to build much pressure here, especially with Papa Games. He's renowned for his demolitions. He just loves it, and he goes, you know what, it's a tactical move in the game. If the Psionics put it in there, they want us to use it, and he uses it to such good effectiveness. Here we see the info goes up, and he doesn't manage to carry it. It drops just before the line. There was no one home. All he had to do was get one more aerial touch.
I can't believe that ball actually hit the ground before it went in. That looked like a winner for me. But I mean, what great play. Unfortunately, we got straight into an extra time here for these two sides as they went into a level header, 3 apiece. Again, Papa Capes just trying to work the ball upfield, get away from goal. As you were mentioning earlier, he's known to just take players out left, right and center. He's aggressive. That's one thing for sure. He's an aggressive player. But someone like him is definitely handy to have, because once you take someone out, it's a few seconds before they actually get respawned back into game. So then you've got 3v2.
You see there Luke starting to live up to the VXP name. They're taking out Elf from the corner. They're just making sure that there's no one there on defense. Fortunately, they're not able to capitalize on that. They're not able to turn the ball around. And Rocket Eclair comes out unscathed. The minute now into overtime, and long shot comes through. VXP looking solid on their clears, consistently getting those long balls out, alleviating that pressure because they have to. They understand how important this is. The ball drops down, 2 players from Rocket Eclair miss, and it finally goes on. Papa Cakes makes that goal. Luke actually goes up, misses the first shot, but he knows his teammates are coming in. Papa Cakes sees the open goal, manages to get it in there. VXP Elementrix, your 3rd seed, managed to take the first game of this best of 5.
The man with a plan, as they say it. Papa Capes with the win over there. Great stuff there from this team, just pulling it 1-0 up. Again, it's best out of 5. It's interesting stuff here to see what you're mentioning earlier. These 2 seeds of teams coming into this, as both these sides are very good teams, but again, they've already come off with 1 loss. So it's do or die for them right now. And I mean, it's a battle out there for these guys. I mean, they're sitting a few tables from each other in the room. It's the adrenaline's pumping. I mean, the sodas are flowing. Obviously, you know, Papa Capes himself goes out for smoke breaks every now and then, so I can only imagine how the tension's building up for the guy.
It's a good thing that they don't allow smoking inside, because I can just imagine in this sort of stressful situation, this cloud, this plume of smoke around Papa Capes and the rest of the teams. I know Nyanfo is also an avid vapor, so he would probably be sitting with that as well. Now we see them coming. Actually, a very offensive attack coming out here, saved by Papa Capes. Nyanfo had the shot, but yeah, they're starting to build it up. They're starting to get it. There's 2 men committing to that ball from the orange side. VXP really dedicating to themselves, and now Nyanfo takes it himself, gets the last touch, but a pinch by the team. Clears it to the other side of the field. No one's home. Zebra misses that one, and now it goes up. Elf has to make the save, gets a nice clear back down to the center of the field. There is someone home. Luke is there. Managed to put it into the corner. He was probably aiming for that boost, or leaving it for Papa Capes. Now they drop it into the center. Papa Capes makes the save. CPC was there, but it certainly seems like this game has picked up in pace and intensity.
Yeah, we can see both players taking each other out there, but again, just making that crucial save as the ball was creeping towards VXP goal. And I mean, Eclair is just going to have to come up with something special to get maybe an early goal here. Maybe just look at the previous loss as a, you know, just a bit of a hiccup. It was a close one. Both teams, we saw there we had about 4 cars in the picture. I mean, these guys are all going at it. They don't want anything to do with a bit of a tactical play right now. It's all about getting that first goal. Once you have the first goal, the pressure's on the other team. A little bit of, like, should I say, that you've got the weight lift off your shoulders as you take the first goal within a game. But I mean, it's tough there. These guys definitely know what they're doing. Great aerial striker from Alf. Unfortunately, just not finding his radar. Was that a save? It was a save indeed. Great play there from Luke. I thought it might have come off the horizontal bar, as one would call it, but that was a great shot there from Alf. Those are very difficult. I mean, just explain to us, Ultra, that those are difficult shots to get.
Man, those are difficult shots to make. Those are difficult shots to save. I mean, you don't know if it's going in. Do you let it bounce? Do you try to get up for it? Especially if you're the last man back. It seems like this ball is getting higher and higher and closer to that roof on every shot. Both teams are wanting to get this up, and you know, if you can get it up, you can control the pace. It gives you time to follow it up. It gives you time. We saw No Clip in that previous match having the most incredible aerial redirect there. Nyanfo now is sitting in the goals there. It bounces up now off CPZ. CPZ jumps into the air, manages to follow that up nicely. He's following it on the wall, just takes his time. He's being very, very patient in this game, especially considering it's so hard. He's an incredible dribbler in his own right, and he makes it all the way. 2.5 minutes in, just slows it down, fakes out the players. Yeah, he goes for it, fakes one there. One goes into the corner, pops it over the last man, gets that hit off his roof, and sends it into the center of the goal.
I'm sure you can agree with me. That was probably the individual play of the 2 matches we've casted so far. It's exciting to be a part of this. Being as a caster means a lot to us. We get to see some exciting players. We get to see some great teamwork. But that was probably the best play for us right now.
So nice to see, and that's what we are. That's the level we're getting to right now. We see the redirect from CPZ, puts it back into the center. No one's there to follow it up. Sends it all the way back. Pushes actually over Elf, and now it goes towards the goals. CPZ gets a nice touch on it. Elf gets another touch. CPZ in the goals, and it's Luke who finishes off. CPZ is just not able to clear this far enough to the side. Elf not able to follow up now, and CPZ the wrong way tries to go backwards. Luke beats it off his boots, puts it in, levels the series.
CPZ just trying to make the best of it. I mean, he made a save, trying to make the double save, hit the reverse gear. Those are always tricky. I mean, it's not like you have a boost where you can just boost the ball upfield. Those are very difficult to get. At least, I mean, an A for effort there, as one would say. But a great goal there from Luke. Just, I mean, again, a loose ball, just trying to get it into the goals, and that's exactly what happened. But I must say, this DFT, or should I say DF the man, is definitely a great play for this VXP team. I mean, he's definitely got some great potential in terms of that, picking up the loose ball, playing those long balls up for the guys up front, and they're the ones that finish. I like the way that this VXP team plays. They got that sort of like that 2 defender striker situation. I like it a lot.
They certainly seem to be able to do this, but they're getting bogged down now. This is what you do not want to do. And there we see the shot coming in and bouncing off the post. Exactly as I was about to say, you cannot get bogged down. These guys are so meticulous. You see Elf there stealing the boost, which means Luke has nothing to turn around with. Can't get back. Sets it up into the center. Nyanfo is there to finish, and you know, even if they didn't get that shot, it would build. Cannot get bogged down against Rocket Eclair. No matter what you do, you have to keep those clears. And we were complimenting their clears earlier. They cannot do that. Now we see the ball coming into the center. Now Nyanfo takes it off the wall. Really nice read by him after they all missed it, actually. Now we see it pop into the center. CPZ and Elf both on the wall. Both of them need to make it clear. One of them at least. Now it pops it out. Nyanfo is there for the second attempt. Pops it back into the center. Man, this ball hasn't gotten off this wall in 20 seconds.
Well, I mean, that has been some great aerial play. As we see it, someone is definitely taking out no space for 3 as Public Games was taking that one out there. Again, this ball is just floating around. We've got 45 seconds plus on the clock. We've got some great clearance balls, as we can say that. Again, now that we had a lot of guys going off the ball, a lot of clearance shots, but now the ball's just hovering around. Alf is saying, you know what, I'm having none of this. I'm putting it upfield, and well, we've got 30 seconds left. Maybe VXP can pull something special here.
They need to be careful. They are under a lot of pressure, and you can see it coming through in their play style. We're having more and more double commits in Rocket League against a team that relies on pressure. You go for a double commit, you need to make it count, because that's both of you out. If you're trying to play the numbers game, and you're going against 3 players, you've only got 1 more left. You've got nothing, and 5 seconds left on the clock. CPZ manages to get his own savior medal, pushes it to the side. If it touches down, that is game number 2. 1 apiece. Rocket Eclair manages to pull it back.
This is Rocket League, definitely at its best. Exciting stuff. 1 apiece, as Ultramer said. I mean, we got 3 guys versus 3 guys. We've got some great shots coming in from both the teams. Again, Alf with 1 shot, with 1 save, and obviously he couldn't score this round, but I mean, there was only 3 goals in the whole game. So very slow game, but also a quick game, very tactical game. And here we go straight into the 3rd leg of the specific game. 1 apiece, and yeah, it's exciting stuff.
Doesn't really matter who scores though, as long as it's your team though. I mean, that's what teamwork is about. Is it doesn't matter. We saw Nyanfo in the first game picking up 3 saves for his team. This time, I think he made 1 save, 0 saves. It was instead CPZ who made the saves, and instead they're just rotating. Whoever's got the shot takes the shot. We've seen Elf in previous history. He's pulled off some of the greatest aerial maneuvers. I've seen him come off the sidewall, bounce it off the backboard, follow it up, and then score the goal on his own. I mean, all of these guys have individual skills second to none. DXP certainly seems to prefer the more teamwork orientated style. One person goes through for the demolition while the other person takes the shot in. But there was nearly a dunk down. But it's amazing to see the two different styles clashing so quickly. Papa Capes again with the signature demolition. That's enough to kill the person. Luke tries to put it back into the center, but actually sends it towards the center. CPZ is up, gets the touch on this roof, and it's saved by the man.
Yeah, the man definitely just saving his team a goal there. Great defensive work. I would say that was reflex skills there. Again, experience coming in. These guys play hours upon hours to get where they are today. And I mean, this is some great shot there coming from Luke. But what a save from Nianfo. I mean, you don't really see these guys make such great saves, but damn, that one was great.
I mean, in soccer, you talk about fingertip saves. You talk about the goalie getting to it at the last millimeters. Like a 6'1" goalie will make that, a 6-foot goalie won't. But then Nianfo, maybe just, he's not using the longest card. He still manages to make that with just inches to spare. Gets it out. And 0-0. It certainly seems like these two teams have figured each other out a little bit more. And with these saves comes the pressure. I mean, 0-0 is a small margin. One goal can decide a game. CPZ puts it onto the backboard now, pushes it to the side, pops it down into the center, but steals the boost first, and Elf finishes it off.
As I was saying, the man didn't score a goal the previous game, and he comes up with a cracker. Great play to put that ball back into the center. He decides to leave it. Obviously, the bounce back then creates a little bit of confusion of who's going to go for the ball. Alf is like, you know what? This is a straightforward shot. Goal every day.
You always want to give it to the person in the better position if they can take the shots. I mean, that's what a lot of new players don't do is, they just hit the ball wherever they can. They hit it whenever they can. I've seen guys shoot the ball into their own goal. And did he not have boost? Did he miss time that? What happened there? Elf just not able to get up to this. He was last man back, tries valiantly to jump, but actually mistimes it as well. Obviously didn't have the boost to meet that. And the XP Luke, he's been on fire with his goals today.
Yeah, he's definitely scored a bunch. I mean, again, this is all about luck, but you got to create your own luck. Don't get me wrong. This is Rocket League. These guys are experienced. They know what's going on. I mean, it's as if they have the map within their head, and they don't even have to know or look or turn around. As I speak, we've got a crack of a goal here. This is some crazy stuff here from CP Zebra.
What?
I mean, look at this play. It's like a 1-2 triangle combination. Don't you see this in FIFA?
That was beautiful. Oh goodness!
I'm witnessing some crazy play from these two teams.
Oh man, that's something that's, you don't practice. Or you practice and you try and you do it 100 times and it doesn't work off, and we get another one. CPZ from halfway down the field just slots this in off a powerful shot, feeds it off the roof, waits for the millisecond bounce, gets the power shot, 112 k's an hour. Diff the man, I think it was, left in defense, and he mistimes it. 3-1. Suddenly, this is all Rocket Eclair.
Yeah, they're definitely on fire. Again, we got 2.5 minutes left. That's a lot of playing time, Ultrazim. We've seen a few goals come in, 5 seconds. We've seen a few goals come in 30 seconds. Maybe we can just see this one stay like this for the rest of the game. You never know. That's what makes a Rocket League such an exciting game. That's why so many guys are joining this platform of game style. It's so much fun. It's team play, and I mean, you've got it. You've got shots coming in like this. Great stuff.
Patrick!
Patrick, you've heard it, guys. It's his 3rd goal of the game. What a great goal. Long range shot coming in. Past the halfway line. Squeezed it in the bottom right corner. Great goal.
If you look very carefully at that, the best part was CPZ was coming sideways. He was not planning a shot. He was planning to take it up. Nianfo actually had the better shot. And instead of Nianfo getting to the ball, Zebra had his wheels against it. Nianfo hit the side of his car and launched that ball like a rocket. So where was CPZ getting the goal? It was actually Nianfo's ball, and 4-1 now. I don't think they care who gets the goals. I don't know. I know Nianfo pretty well. He might be a little bit nervous coming into this sort of thing, but you know what? After the first game, after that pressure that got put onto them, I think as long as they're getting the goals, they leave it now open. It gets a bit of misplay between Nianfo and Elf, and DF the man just goes, oh, you're alright. He just knocks it past Nianfo, and Nianfo gets knocked backwards, and DF makes no mistake.
I think I was just going to say Alf and Nianfo giving each other high fives to Zebra for that fantastic goal, and as we speak, Alf making a bit of a mess of things, taking out his own play and pushing the ball back to his own goal. Probably the worst thing you can do. I mean, they just set up play for an open goal, but unfortunately these things happen. But we got a great aerial ball here. That ball went really high. We need NASA to throw this one down for us. Great play coming in, shot coming in, double save from VXP. I mean, we got Papa Capes here in the back. He's been a bit quiet in this game, but again, the man can deliver.
Two people making a save is often incredibly dangerous because of they don't get a great save. Elf goes up for the redirect, manages to touch it down, passes to Nianfo. Nianfo's not able to do anything. A little chip by Elf, gets it up, passes to the center. That's not where you want it. Nianfo's chasing it though, not waiting for CPZ to come in. Actually managed to make two of the VXP players dedicate to it, makes it pop into the air, and not able to do anything yet. But you know what? They've still got the 2-goal lead. Every second the ball's in the air, every second the ball's not traveling towards their goal, they're happy. They just need to wind down these last 45 seconds.
Yeah, they need to keep this lead. VXP just trying to take a shot here. Again, two players taking each other out here in Rocket Eclair's side. They need to fix up their little communication area there. That's very dangerous, like you're saying. Two guys going for the ball, and you know the ball could go miss, and you're taking each other out. Great shot coming here from Zebra, but then Luke is just on its bounce to make a save. But unfortunately, it sets up perfectly for Alf. And he's just like, well, you know what, this is an easy picking for me. As you can see, Luke just plays this ball probably in the worst position ever. And Alf is like, well, there's no one home, this one's buried.
You cannot pass it into the center. And you can see what Luke was trying to do. I mean, if you get that pinch off the back wall, that thing can go rocketing to the other side of the field. So he was obviously just trying to get a pinch, get it to the left-hand side, maybe roll it around the corner. And we see an aerial shot coming in, Luke with a great save. CPZ is not done yet. He's got his hat-trick, but he's not stopping here. 10 seconds left. He wants to do this. Luke tries to get into there. CPZ's up there, gets a nice shot there. TF the man puts it over him. Well played, getting those icicle shots. Great pass, mainly from Luke here. Pops into there. I don't know if that was 100% planned, but he found his man. DF gets up quickly. And we see 2 goals still, though. 2 goals, 7 seconds. Your predictions?
DF the man. Maybe I think this one could just stay like this. We got 5 seconds left, both sides definitely struggling to score in the previous game, so I'm sure with a great shot coming in there from Nianfo, but unfortunately stayed low with time running out. That's the end of this one. Well done to this team. It's 2-1 now, going for the favor of Rocket Eclair. So VXP winning the first one and then losing 2 in a row, that puts a lot of pressure on them now.
What's really scary to me though, from the side of VXP Elementrix, is Rocket Eclair has the momentum. Momentum is huge in Rocket League. They lost the first game. They came back. They won the second game by 1 goal. This one they've won 5-3, and that last goal maybe they were easing off. They were 5-2 with 10 seconds to go. I mean, you ease off at that stage, but either way, they're getting a bigger and bigger lead. They're looking more and more dominating in these matches, and I really think that you cannot keep giving them this sort of space, otherwise they're going to build on it.
Exactly what Ultram has said. This is a do or die for these two teams. Rocket Eclair could win this and take it, or VXP is going to have to win 2 in a row for them to take it. Either way, this is exciting stuff here, live in Johannesburg at the Ticket Prodome. And as I'm saying this, Papa Capes, the man himself, scores a fantastic goal, coming in from pretty much nowhere, just to get that angle again, Ultras. And that angle is what we talk about. You can be there defending, but guys coming in at like when they're coming from the left and it goes the ball, they shoot the ball to the right. It's tricky to defend those.
I mean, that was majestic. I mean, you can see even the Rocket Eclair players said nice shot for that, because they saw both DF the man to make that original pass and Papa Capes turn their cars backwards, hit it with the roof of their cars upside down while flying. I mean, just saying that sounds impressive. To watch it is even more majestic. So, really well played to both of those guys. You can't expect your keeper to save it, especially on the first 5 seconds. He's probably low on boost. He doesn't have a good shot or anything like that. So, well played. So, it certainly seems Elementrix is ready. Oh, nice shot coming down here. Pace. Luke has been an indomitable fortress there in the back.
I must say, Luke is definitely a one-man army when it comes to defense. He's definitely got the right skill to defend these long aerial shots as well as these close combat shots coming in from Rocket Eclair. But again, that was a bit of a mess-up play there from DF the man. He's probably kicking himself that he didn't get that one going towards goal. He pretty much played it across goal. But again, it's difficult. I mean, watching this looks a little easier than what it is, but it's a really difficult game.
Oh man, the number of open goals I've missed. I can make aerial shots, I can make, you know, dribble shots sometimes. Maybe not dribble shots, I suck at dribbling, but, you know, you can make the harder shots. But here it bounces in the open, and it's bouncing around. Come on, someone finish the info. Thank you. 5 seconds in front of the goal, you can't do that. And that's what I'm saying, is these sort of bouncing shots, you see CPZ trying for it, pulls up the man. Actually, you know, those open goals, you freeze. You go, this is too easy, I can't stuff this up, my team is depending on me. And then they miss it. I mean, can you imagine if that is what sends this team home? Can you imagine an open goal miss being the reason why you guys don't make it through the group stage?
Again, this is Rocket League. Many things can happen. A great, what should I say? That was a great shot coming in from Public Games. I was going to say it was a great dummy, as one would call it. Maybe fake the shot.
That's almost comical.
Yeah,
that's fantastic. That was brilliant to see. Well played. And you know, you've got to play those sometimes. I mean, that's what players get used to. They get so used to you taking the shot that you dive for it, and that's the only way, because you know you can't just park your car in front of the guy. Then if he hits it into you, it's just going to pop up over you, or you know, be a bad clear or something. You have to come at the pace, and just Papa went, yeah, okay, no, and stop. And we see Nyanfo coming with a nice dribble here, pushes it to the side, another pass across the goals. Nyanfo's waiting there, up on the air, ready to take it, gets the touch, back down, pulls out one, but Papa Capes is there to make the clear.
Yeah, Papa Capes definitely making the best of things now. He feels with a goal like that, he's definitely got some momentum behind him. As we see VXP just trying to work the ball upfield. Alf with a great angle to work with. He unfortunately just couldn't get it towards goal. Great defense there from VXP. Just trying to do a little chip over the top. This is unbelievable play. Unfortunately, just couldn't find the back of it. Alf is just probably wondering to his two teammates, how did they not get that in? But again, back to defending from attacking. That's how quick this game goes.
Man, these two teams are just, you know, making all the opportunities happen, and they're millimeters. They're one touch away from making these goals happen. I mean, they're doing the hard work. They're beating everyone. Now we see a shot coming on the top right-hand side. Beats both the defenders, but doesn't beat that side par, that upright. Just bounces off the woodwork. Now it's going up. CPZ is dangerous there. Pops it down. Actually gets dropping in front of the goal, but a nice save to the side. That's so important and critical to make. That's probably game winning if that comes down to it. Now we see CPZ going up, gets the nice dunk, and he has to follow this up now. Gets one more touch, but a bad touch means that Papa Cape sends it all the way back down to the other side of the field.
You know, I must say the way these guys have been playing has been some crazy aerial balls, aerial shots, as we see one coming in now as I speak about it. Luke again, this oak is just on Forbes today. But again, this is a team sport of 3. Got a little boom going in there. Great aerial shot coming in. Great save there from Luke, but unfortunately couldn't keep it out. And Nyanfo just cleaning up the leftovers just to tap this one in goal. Again, I mean, we just look at CP Zebra just having a great shot. Luke sort of making the save of the crossbar. And Nyanfo is like, well, everyone's out of place. I'm just going to have a quick tap in.
You know, we saw Elf there actually demo Papa Capes, give him a taste of his own medicine, and you saw what effectiveness it has if you time it right. He took him out of the play, which means he wasn't able to rotate back. Luke was left alone in the goals. Nyanfo takes a shot. Luke just can't get it out. I mean, what an incredible save in the first place. Now we see it skirting the outside of those uprights. What a close play. Zebra now taking it in. Gets pushed to the side, but Elf is there. He's there. He pushed it into the bottom right hand corner. He makes it. He gets the angle with just a minute left.
You know, this oak can definitely screw a team over with this accuracy. I mean, look at this angle. He places it to the bottom. I mean, those are difficult to defend. The ones that are going a little bit more central, a bit more easier, but along the ground, to the court. We say these aerial shots are difficult to defend, but something like that, I mean, that's just experience kicking in there 100%. Well done to Alf.
Like you say, it's, you know, we revolutionize and we exalt these amazing aerial plays, these amazing passing plays, but sometimes just placement, just putting it at the right place, taking a shot now, Elf, putting it into the top there, tries to get that shut down, but you know, this Rocket Eclair side is looking like they should. For the number 1 seed, they're really coming out and they're showing what the difference is between them and a normal team. I cannot believe that, you know, our 8th seed, Fortitude Black, managed to beat them in that first match. And I just cannot wait to see what those guys are doing. What training have these guys been putting in? No, the ball's coming now back to the side of Rocket Eclair. Nyanfo's back, and with 14 seconds left, that was That could have been heartbreaking. That could have been amazing. That could have been every emotion that you could have possibly imagined, depending on what side you were.
Rocket Eclair just hoping this ball can just touch the ground one more time. Can they maybe just find a little bit of a squeeze here just to end the game? And well done to Rocket Eclair. What a game and what a victory for these guys. And I mean, Mike, Ultrism, you do the honors of telling VXP what's going to happen next.
So, I was bouncing around a little bit. I'm kind of glad I wasn't on camera there. I was shaking, I was jumping, I was bouncing out of my chair for both sides. They were just crazy. The amounts of open goals. And there, we saw it, the open goal. That was the difference between these. It was a 1-goal difference that has sent VXP home. They're out. They're out. Our third seed is going home after the group stage.
It just shows you how much of a variety this Rocket League brings in such great talent towards the events of DGC, in the VS Gaming Festival. But I mean, again, Rocket Eclair had a situation there where they could have had a goal. But again, you know, 2 guys at the back, 1 gets taken out. VXP just needs to compose themselves. They had 3 guys going for the ball, and unfortunately, they just couldn't get the ball going towards goal. But what a game.
Man, what a series. That was 4 games, and it felt like 30 seconds, 2 minutes. I mean, that was 20 minutes, and we saw incredible play. We saw aerials, we saw dribbles, we saw shots, we saw placement, we saw fingertip saves. And both of these teams, I think, can walk away proud of how they played in this match. It was going to be always the hardest match for the 2 of them, was going into this, facing off against each other. Rocket Eclair manages to go through to that final match. They need to make 1 more when playing against the loser of the Fortitude Black versus Team Name. One of those teams has already qualified. The other is now going to have to face Rocket Eclair. It's going to be very interesting to see if Rocket Eclair can make it through, coming in as the favorites. But VXP, heartbroken, the only PlayStation 4 team here in this tournament, is now going home.
Yes, guys, that's right. And if you have just joined us, welcome. Again, just stay tuned as we're going to have a little interview with both the winning and the losing captain, Nyanfo on the winning side. And unfortunately, we'll be having a little chat with DF the man on the losing side. I hope you guys stay tuned. And again, this is Rocket League, VS Gaming. Welcome back, guys. We unfortunately, DF, the man, is here next to me. Hard fought match. I don't know. We didn't have a chance to actually cast your first game, but we had a chance to cast the second game where you guys lost to Rocket Eclair. Tell me a little bit more about what happened in the first match, seeing that none of the viewers actually got to see what happened there.
Sure, yeah, thanks, Garage. Yeah, I think the first game was lots of nerves for us. I mean, I know it's everybody's, most of people's like the first LAN event. For us, it was a bit of nerves, I think, in the first game. So we didn't play like we know we could play, and that's why we said, for the second game or the second series against Rocket League, we're just going to give it our best, which I feel we did. We tried our best. They're a very good team, but yeah, the first game, I think if we could rewind, we could have played better. But I mean, team name, very strong team. So I mean, all the best to them.
Great words there from a great man, great captain, as they say, DF the man. But again, maybe some tips for the guys going into the next round. What would you say now that you guys have been kicked out, unfortunately? I mean, little tips for the guys. Obviously, these guys are going in with a lot of stress, but in the end, it's all about the fun. But maybe a tip or two for the Oaks going through?
Yeah, I think the first thing that the guys must really remember is that it is a LAN event, so there is a lot of distractions around you. People, swearing, people jumping up and down, people walking behind you, in front of you. So I think the first thing you need to do is just get all of that distractions out of your head. Just focus on the game, and just play like you play like at home. Sitting at your own monitor and computer and playing. And I think that's the most important thing I can think of. Is just play the same game that you play if you play at home online with nobody watching you. And then just give it your best. Like this is a once-off thing. It's like amazing opportunity for most of us. We've been working for the whole year. So I mean, I think enjoy it. I mean, it's just such a unique opportunity. So make the most out of it and enjoy it. Yes, you could be disappointed if you go out, but in the end, it's really about this the growth and exposure to Rocket League that we are really trying to promote here.
Yeah, you heard it there from the man himself. So just one last question. What's your plans going forward for the rest of the Expo Festival? You're going to have a walk around upstairs to see what's here. And just give us a little feedback. Have you even been upstairs yet? Just tell the guys, views out there, what they're actually missing. Maybe they should pull in tomorrow, come in on Sunday. Again, this, like you said, Rocket League, one of the games of the year, being live, broadcasted, and basically this is championship right here.
Yes, I think we will definitely be enjoying the expo as well. I've heard great things about my first Johannesburg Rage. I've only been to the one in Cape Town, so now it's my first time doing the 1 year at Rage in Johannesburg. So that's going to be awesome. I think we will definitely do a walk around, maybe buy a few stuff, go look at all the games and the gadgets and everything. So that's going to be really cool to do. But I think we will also be enjoying our mates because I think, especially us, the XP Element Freaks, has been good friends with most of the other Rocket League players. So we will be definitely be supporting them, maybe helping some of the teams out, scrimming beforehand, just to help them to warm up and everything. So yeah, I think we will be here downstairs in the competitor side, but we will also be taking a tour around inside too.
I mean, you're a legend. Again, guys, the man himself, DF the man, thanks for coming out. Thanks for making it this far. Still a great achievement. Stay tuned, guys, as I'll have Nyanfo, the winning team, Rocket Eclair, for a little interview to hear what he has to say. Stay tuned. All right, guys, welcome back. And yes, we've got the captain of the winning team, Nyanfo himself. Nyanfo, I'm sure you're a man with plenty to say. What have you got to say with only this second game as a victory, not the first one?
The first one was really unexpected. We faced so many champion teams during this whole week because we were boot camping since Monday, and we were prepared. We thought we were prepared. Clearly, we were not for the LAN pressure you can get as a player. You know, you make one little mistake in Rocket League as one shot, and it's generally going to be a goal for the enemy team. It always happens. So that took us by surprise, and we were like, okay, guys, that's what we do. We're gonna focus. We're gonna just be confident, and then we won. So we'll hope to keep that momentum until the finals if we can.
Obviously, you want to go into the next game with a bit of a strategy. I mean, it was tough playing these guys, VXP in the previous game. So obviously, I mean, what's the game plan for the next one? I mean, this is now getting closer to the finals. Obviously, you want to get there. So what do you think is tips or game plan for the next one?
The thing is, for Rocket League, we don't have a main plan. It depends a lot on the enemy team. If we see a team struggles a bit with higher shots, we're gonna shot that thing high in the sky every single time. If we're better at ones, we're gonna try and do more dribbles. It all depends on the enemy team. And after a minute or two, we know the play style. And but again, like one game can be 9-0 for us, and the next game we can lose it. It's all about momentum in this game. So that's what we try to do every game. At the start, keep the momentum and bring it to us. And if it's on our favor, normally it's a win.
And obviously, you know, talking as to you as a captain of your team, maybe the guys out there don't exactly know how to choose a captain. How exactly did your team come about to say, you know what, Nyanfo, you be captain?
The better player.
As simple as that. Just as simple as that.
Well, no, because I formed the team, I guess, and they just stayed. And yeah, but after this week, I don't think I'll be captain anymore because I'm worse than everyone else. So we'll see. But normally, you don't really need an in-game captain really for a team. You have your manager, but everyone must be in it together. That's how you're going to be a better team.
And obviously, we talk about communication. I mean, just a little breakdown of when you guys are in the game. Do you do more of the talking, or does Alf maybe do more of the talking? Or,
Yeah.
I mean,
Zebra is the main shot caller for us actually. I thought I was good, but he was very good. But like we all call like back forward. I'm going back. I mean, the simple type of calling. But generally, yes, Zebra will set the pace for us.
all right, guys. Well, there you have it. It's our winning team captain, Nyanfo. Well played, guys. And please stay tuned for more as we got our next match coming right up pretty shortly.
Hi, Mom.
changes.
Life. Life.
I was fine when you held my hand. I was fine when you pulled me down. You said the stars would answer. You said our prayers were written down. I was fine when you pulled me in. We were forced to be human, and then the world came after, and I had never questioned it. And they said it was wrong. We started it bring this love that you never started. You once destroyed a broken heart that was already shattered. Holding on to what we have and take us to the edge and back. Holding on to what we have and take us to the edge and back.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the final game of tonight. I'm joined, as always, for this weekend by my co-caster, Gaviji. I'm Ultrazim, if you guys haven't heard of me before. We are bringing you the last game for these guys. One of these teams is going through to tomorrow. The other one is going home tonight on the first day.
I mean, as Ultram has said it there, thanks again for that little intro. This is do or die. This is whoever wins it takes it all. Then it's either you go home tonight or you go party afterwards to get ready for tomorrow, or maybe do some more practicing. I mean, who knows what these guys do afterwards. I'm sure they actually go and practice some more if they make it through. But again, we're talking about now, we've got Rocket Eclair versus Fortitude Black, and both these teams, I mean, we saw Rocket Eclair earlier, they needed to win because they lost their first match, but now in the same situation here where they need to win again to go through.
The most amazing thing about that was this is them redeeming themselves. This was the match that they lost in the first round. They're looking to avenge themselves. Rocket Eclair is the first seeded team in this competition. Fortitude Black, the 8th out of 8 teams. They're the lowest seeded team, and they came through and beat Rocket Eclair. Rocket Eclair has to now shake themselves off after an incredibly tough game versus VXB Elementrix that we managed to cast. They now have to come back and prove themselves in this game, in this competition. Prove that, you know what, we are seeded first for a reason. They beat us, you know, maybe by a bit of luck. We were still getting in, warming up or anything like that. But Fortitude Black is looking to stamp their authority on this as well. I mean, these guys have been relatively unknown. I mean, I've watched these guys for a while now, and they great players in their own rights. But they're looking to stamp their authority and go, you know what, that wasn't luck. We earned our victory. We've earned our place here at DGC, and we're not going home tonight as we're about to jump in to our first game of our best of 5.
Yes, as we're going to just grab a little spectators angle here, just to view the game. We got a kickoff here. Again, we got one guy chasing the ball down for both teams. Again, Frag just coming with a great aerial shot there. Unfortunately, just not getting anything onto it. And Pornflakes is just trying to grab something. We've got a loose ball here going towards the back of the net here. Again, both teams just trying to maybe suss each other out, so see who's in what sort of position. And it's tactical gameplay as we speak. A great shot coming in here. Great, unfortunately trying to save it, but again, CP Zebra with a great shot. Good pickup maybe of a loose ball in the aerial shot here. But again, it was a great angle, and obviously try to make a good clean up there. Great save, but couldn't do so, and unfortunately puts in the back of their own net.
You know, it seemed like a little bit of frantic play there by Fortitude Black at the beginning of this game. Just both players made that first save and went, all right, my job's done, go for burst. And instead, they've got to keep following up on that, especially against a team like Rocket Eclair. We were talking about earlier, their play style is to build that consistent pressure. If you're going for boost every single time you make a save, you might actually end up not being in the right position, especially with the boost starving that this team is known for. Now we see the pass across to Elf. Elf puts it onto the left crossbar and manages to get it in. 2 goals in the first minute.
Yeah, we can see some great play from both CP Zebra and Alf, just taking up that great angle. Maybe just a great little layoff, as you can call it, from Zebra. But again, Alf is like, you know what, I've got the perfect angle, I'm going to use a little boost, and a great goal in the end of it. Again, Rocket Eclair with a great lead here of 2-0 with 4 minutes to go.
So it's nice to see teams settling in well, and now we see a double commit up from the side. Pornflakes is following this down, puts it into the goal, and a save last second from the Anfo. Great awareness by Pornflakes to manage to get into the air, get knocked and go, oh wait, I'm up here, I may as well do something with this. Takes a nice shot. Unfortunately, he had lost all the pace on his car from that collision, because if he had maybe 5 or 10 Ks more on that ball, no one would have been able to get back there in time. Looking to make another offensive attempt. Now it's a little shut down by Nyanfo, manages to clean it up again. Now it goes onto the roof, a good clear by CB Zebra to get it into the side, and now it's just a good amount of pressure being built up from the side of Fortitude Black here.
Yes, Fortitude Black just trying to make the best of what they can here. Maybe a good cross is in order here. Great shot coming in from Cornflakes. Unfortunately, we had a bit of a collision there. I would say that was great play to take out the supporting player over there, but then unfortunately, they didn't have enough players at the back to maybe make a defensive sort of move on that. But I mean, that was some great play there from Fortitude Black, just putting that one in the back of the net. Easy stuff, good passing, loose ball, and again, no one there to make the save, so it has to be a goal. You can't miss those, you can't afford to miss those.
Really good heads up play by the team there to get that demo. It seems to be certainly a habit that's picking up in the South African Rocket League scene. Papa Capes was obviously the first one. Wachter also used to do it from the side of Red Neptune. But now, we see 2 collisions from the side of Fortitude Black. They push it down. Frag is the last one there, and it makes no mistake. Alpha sitting last man and net manages a nice clear into the center of the field. Actually follows it up, takes another shot, but TCK, I think. No, that was Cornflakes, puts it to the side. Not enough though. Nyanfo reads that with an incredible angle, manages to get it past 2 goalkeepers who were stuck in the net.
Yeah, Cornflakes making a great save in the first shots coming in from Nyanfo, but I mean, was that Zebra coming in with a follow-up shot, and obviously no boost coming from Cornflakes to get up high enough to make the second defensive force there, I would say. But again, good effort from the guys, but a great shot coming in here from Frag. Great goal. I mean, this angle is what we were talking about. This angle is very tricky to get. A lot of guys miss this, a lot of guys don't get it wrong. To get it back to where it came from, towards goal, great stuff there from Frag.
The also important thing is the pace. I mean, when that ball's coming flying at you, you could see Elf got up, he got a touch to it, but he was just, you don't have time to set yourself up nicely and react and get some boost going and stuff. You have to just try and jump and get there in time, and he wasn't able to do it there. Frag just placing it well enough, but now we see no one home. CPZ getting that long shot along the ground. Yeah, we just see one up in the air and 2 people pushing for the same ball. Cornflakes not rotating back, and Frag maybe pushing up a little bit too high, and instead now CPZ manages to get them back that 2-goal lead.
Nyanfo probably just telling the guys, well done. CPZ Zebra, the main guy, they're calling the shots within the team, probably saying, I've got this, easy tap in. Obviously a bit of a showboating going on as he put that one in the net, because he knew no one could get back to this. But these guys can do this at this level. I mean, if they see the open goal, they're pretty much going to go for whatever they can to do a little showboating. It's part of the fun, it's part of the game, and that's what these guys are here for.
Yeah, we see a smallest little save by Cornflakes. First one up, actually missed the ball and just managed to get a touch on it. Now they're starting to actually clump up quite badly there. 3 in that corner means that, you put 3 into a corner, all you need is 1 good dribble, 1 good pass, 1 good touch over the top of you, and you've beaten all of the opposing teams. And that's a goal. That's an open goal sitting there waiting for you. And, with these guys, they can make hard shots. They can make impossible shots. They're not going to mess up the easy shots when you give it to them on a plate.
Yeah, I must say that Fortitude Black was very fortunate there. They had 2 guys going up, missing the ball, and a 3rd guy making an attempt to get to the ball. And if he didn't get a touch, it would have been yet another, I would say, one on no one towards goal. Just an easy tap in for whoever was there. Unfortunately, Rocket Eclair couldn't bounce on that. But I mean, we got a minute going here in this first little leg between these 2 teams. Still pretty even. I mean, we got 2 goals that Rocket Eclair is leading by, but anything can happen within 49 seconds or so.
I'm loving the creativity off the walls from this Fortitude Black side. They're going up, they're getting under that ball. Ooh, Elf making a very dangerous attack there. Really looking great, but Cornflakes doing a solid amount of work on the defense. Yeah, the amazing amount of aerial play coming out. Oh, last second goal here, 30 seconds left on the clock, and Cornflakes somehow manages to sneak this through here at the bottom. Just gets a touch, a pace, and it seems like CPZ just wasn't able to get there in time, and Cornflakes with the most amazing placement manages to bring it back to a 1-goal game.
I must say, the man with the pretty looking car scores a pretty good goal, and that was some great play. We got a pretty much, well, should I say, a great shot there coming in off the crossbar, a big mess up amongst all these players. And the one court chat, I think I saw 6 guys in one shot there at one stage. Don't see that very often. But again, you know, these guys are trying to just play it out to maybe have a playoff of a draw in this first one, play a little extra time. But again, we just got Rocket Eclair leading by 1 goal, and obviously Fortitude Black is just trying to bring one back to level things up. But they've got a lot of cleanup to do with this. A second to go. Can they keep this ball up in the air? And Alf with a little sneaky attempt to try. Great stuff there from Rocket Eclair.
It was really nice to see there. Like, Fortitude Black made a damn good attempt of that. They had all 3 out, like you said, but they nearly scored. TCK came in with an aerial shot. Cornflakes was there to try to finish it off, and somehow Rocket Eclair managed to save that. 8 saves in a match for a 1-goal victory. I mean, that is impressively close considering it, and it seems like Rocket Eclair is here to try. They've certainly made the right first step to try and get their name back, but Fortitude Black is not out of it. They are here, and they are giving Rocket Eclair making them work for every single goal.
Yeah, I mean, if we can look at the stats there, Fortitude Black definitely taking on 14 shots against 8 shots of what Rocket Eclair was putting in. But again, it comes down to whatever goes into the back of the net. That's what's important. That is what counts at the end of it. Those are the ones that count. I mean, you can have 15 saves and still lose the match. That's just the way the cookie crumbles in Rocket League.
That was the amazing thing, is, you know, these stats tell us a lot and they tell us a good story, but they don't always mean everything. I watched a game with Rocket Eclair versus, I think it was OK Danger Kids, where Rocket Eclair didn't have a single shot on their score sheet and they won 2-0. It was amazing. They had 12 saves or something like that, but they just made such a good effort of those saves that they managed to clear a long ball and then get the victory for them.
I mean, this is one of those games that sort of goes, you know, in anyone's favor, depending on who does what or what sort of luck you create for yourself. Again, we got 3 guys in one screen there just trying to go for the same ball. Fortitude Black's definitely just trying to get, I mean, yeah, again, we got 3 guys making an attempt to clear this ball away, and no one really with any boost, so that just caused havoc. Great bit of a touch there, just to maybe from Frag, just to get that ball over the crossbar for a great save. Alf is just trying to reloop, get some boost, maybe come around for a good shot. Nyanfo maybe just saying, you know what guys, let's just get back, defend this ball, then we work back towards their goal and maybe get the early goal. And Zebra's just doing exactly as what we're saying right now.
It's nice to see both of these teams coming out. It comes down to that big match temperament. This is LAN. For most players here, this is the first LAN that they've ever been to. So, you know, being in those seats outside, being in these crowded halls of players and playing for your life, for this tournament that you've been building up for the whole year, it can get to you, and that's where you normally see the mistakes. That's when you normally see 2 or 3 players going for the same ball. Is they're going, you know, there's a ball, this is a chance, this is an opportunity, someone has to take it, I'm going to take it. And, you know, that can come down to haunt you, but if you make it work, it can come down and play in your favor. At this stage, it hasn't gone either way. Both of these players just feeling each other out, probing for that goal. Oh, now we see the pass across, and Nyanfo takes a shot. What a beautiful shot, but just wide. Man, that would have been an incredible goal.
Some great save there from TCK. I mean, that was phenomenal shot there from Nyanfo. Good play from this team. Great, you know, 1-2s between the 2 of them. Got a little bit of tricky player from Cornflakes. Can he maybe just dribble his way through? 1 man versus 3 in the back 4. Is it Rocket Eclair? But unfortunately, just couldn't get that ball away. The ball's definitely floating about up in the air. We're gonna need Nasser to throw this one down. Great strike here from Nyanfo. Nyanfo definitely not making any mistake with this. This is the type of shot I'm talking about. This is what players always seem to get wrong, but the guys that are here, they definitely get that. I mean, 9 out of 10 times they're scoring these goals, where maybe 1 out of 10 times I'm getting maybe a touch onto, not even going towards goal.
You have no idea how hard it is to read that off the roof, especially if you're not expecting it. The ping just suddenly puts the ball, you know, 10, 15 feet below where you're expecting it to be, and you have to make this emergency save. But Nyanfo actually managed to read that. I think he knew that was going up, came down, and certainly no one from the side of Fortitude Black thought that was coming up. No one thought that it was going to be a shot that quickly, so they thought, you know, I've got more time. Now we see a long shot coming back. Frag is there. Between him and Cornflakes, they somehow managed to pitch it to the side, and they stopped any more goals coming in, but they are still 1 goal down. We now see it coming up. Nienfo and CPZ both in the air. Neither finds a touch, and Elf is going to have to do some defensive work here.
We're definitely seeing a lot of ping pong play between the two teams. But again, Alf just bouncing on this ball, waiting for a great angle. TCK with a great clearance here. We got Zebra just picking up boost, allowing Nienfo to come with a nice aerial shot here towards goal. What a fantastic bit of play here from Nienfo. I mean, this is, or was it Zebra? That was actually Zebra. That's my mistake there. I read that as Nienfo, but what a great goal here. I'm going to maybe say that's probably the furthest goal we've seen in this tournament so far.
He basically started driving up the wall on his own goal side, pretty much on his backboard. So yeah, I can imagine that. He started driving up there, just got the perfect chip. And you know, he is so good at getting the ball exactly how far off the wall he wants it. If he's taking it for a long dribble, he'll roll it up the wall and then take it with it. If he's looking for an air dribble, he'll get a little pop. Otherwise, he'll get it to the center. Now we see the play bouncing between both of them, and it's somehow saved. Squeezing it out while the ball is flashing. What an incredible save there by the side of Fortitude Black. I don't even know who was the one doing it. I think it was Frag.
Yeah, Frag definitely coming up with the special goods there, making the best of what he can, but unfortunately just couldn't make the save that maybe just pushes the ball towards Rocket Eclair's goal. But I mean, Frag, he's still having a great game in terms of defense, but great long shot coming in from Zebra. Unfortunately, in the crossbar, Frag maybe just checking out some options here for himself. We got maybe Cornflakes who put in a good cross, goes for goal, scores a fantastic crossover goal. I mean, they're 2-1 down now. Maybe they can pull this back. 42 Black. I mean, this angle's extremely difficult, and he made it look like a piece of cake.
You know, the amazing thing is how close that was to being in the goal in the other side. Less than, what, 5 seconds before? Long shot, comes off the crossbar, sudden turnaround, and you cannot ever lose focus in this game. It is one of the fastest games out there. And now we see another long shot. Man, they're loving that back corner, and they get it in. Zebra, again, from his own side, in his own goal box almost, reads it off the corner, jumps it up. Frag not able to get in touch, and no one's home. It just seems that this Fortitude Black side might be slacking a bit on the rotations. Maybe they're trying to push up too quickly instead of realizing that someone has to stay back.
I must say, the mistakes I used to make was always thinking of, okay, you know what, I got boost, I'm going to attack, but I never seem to remember to pick up boost when I need to get back to defend, and that's probably something that Fortitude Black is making the mistake of now, is, you know, not picking up that boost to get back. But I think I'm going to give Zebra the nickname of 4 skulls. I mean, this guy is scoring goals from way back.
Look at this, another one popping out of that corner. Man, they're just touching these back and forth, and you know, Nienfo's tried twice from there, but it's still CPZ who's managed to score the goals. Now Elf makes a long shot. They've got someone in the center. Frag pops it up, and Cornflakes takes them there. I think that was Cornflakes. No, it was TCK managing to overcome Zebra there in the air. And Elf and Nienfo both committing to it. No one's back to the side of Rocket Eclair, but with 10 seconds left, here it goes into the air, touches it down, but Elf makes the save. He was in the air before that ball was even touched. That was just a hope and a prayer that managed to keep them there.
I must say, Alf definitely read that like a book. He went up, he knew that if someone's going to get onto the end of this ball, it's going to go towards goal, and he just put his car up in a perfect position to make that brilliant save. Great play from both teams, phenomenal stuff. Again, Rocket Eclair up with 2, and I mean, Fortitude Black is going to have to pull up something very special to go into the next game.
So, we've seen there 2 goals coming from 2 long shots with no one home. That is Fortitude Black, and it's a simple thing that they can solve. They just have to get their rotations right. If they do that, we could be in for a very, very close game. But like you say, they now need to turn around. They need to do the reverse sweep. Best of 5, 2 games already for the side of Rocket Eclair. Rocket Eclair is showing, you know what, the first game you took from us, now it's time. This is the one that counts.
Yeah, Fortitude Black's definitely going to have to say, you know what, we're done playing games now. But we need to come back and win this, because if they're going to lose this, they are unfortunately going to kick themselves out of this competition. And I'm sure, nobody wants that. No one wants to go home tonight. Everyone wants to make it to day 2. But it just shows you how high the level of competitiveness is in this competition. These teams, these players, all of them are spectacular, unbelievable. They make saves, they make shots, and it's all about that team play.
You know what? That's the thing. we don't want anyone to go home. If I could have it, I'd have, another 2-3 days of Rocket League. But we have to get a champion. That's the thing. These 8 players have earned their place. Now they have to earn top 4. They have to make something happen, something spectacular happen. And at this stage, it's all going the way of Rocket Eclair. They are managing to do it. We see a ball popping into the center. Now Frag manages to clear it to the side. Touches it up, and Elf makes no mistake on that backboard. Pops it out into the center, follows it up, gets a nice 50-50, puts it to the center. Elf, that's Zebra, in fact, getting a touch on that. Now we see a long ball going the other way, but Nianfo is there. And that's the difference, is Rocket Eclair is making those rotations back. They've got someone to cover those long shots, whereas in that previous game, Fortitude just didn't.
And we can see Nianfo just trying to maybe score one off his own clearance there. Frag trying to make the best of this. Maybe a little trickery coming in. Tries to work the angle, but Alpha's got something up his sleeves here. Tries to work the one. Fortunately, that touch was a little bit too heavy as he tried to get it, but he puts in a delicious cross, but it gets cleared away here from Cornflakes. Again, you know what? I can't even keep up with this amount of... A lot of ping pong. Great shot coming in with a one bounce off the crossbar. I'm sure that was Zebra. I mean, that was insane. That was some crazy stuff. Again, we've got 2 defenders trying to defend one ball here for Fortitude Black, and that's not working for them. And a great shot coming from Nianfo, working up the boost from the side. Deciding, you know what, again, you can see, just works up that angle, gets the perfect boost. Not much to do with the vehicle, just to work a different angle, straightforward shot, and 9 out of 10 times Nianfo is going to put those in.
Look at that relentless attack, though. We've been talking about it. This is Rocket Eclair. This is textbook Rocket Eclair. Just keeping that pressure on. And there, I told you, you go up with 2 players and you don't make a good clear. That means you're now going 1v2, 1v3, and they just make it work. Oh, what a pass from CPZ there. Elf is ready there, but actually got knocked inside, isn't able to finish it off. Nianfo is able to make the shot. 2 people going up for that again, though, so it has to be a good clear, and it is actually quite nice. Elf is there, just these rotations back and forth, managing. I mean, this ball has spent, what, 10 seconds out of the last minute on the other side of the field, and now they are setting themselves for another one. Both Zebra and Nianfo going up for that, but no harm done, it seems.
Alf just doing a little cleanup work here for his team. I mean, both sides making a few errors at the back, but lucky enough to get the ball away. Rocket Eclair has got 1-0 up in this game. We almost reached the halfway point, but both sides just sort of maybe showing a little bit, I would call it fatigue, as we got a long shot coming in here, hitting the horizontal bar, crossbar shot. No, actually this was the vertical bar, and just bouncing back into play. Also in the very, oh, what a strike. Alf, what a strike. The man came from nowhere, maybe from the back, way back, maybe just deciding to come in with a defensively still, the ball's bouncing around mid-air. Great aerial strike. Again, those are so difficult to get. Gets the car above the ball, puts the ball downwards towards goal, and they see themselves 2-0 up.
I know for a fact that Rocket Eclair has pretty much spent the last week just living in CPZ's house and practicing together all day, every day, and you can see it paying off there. I mean, Elf was in the air before. Oh, there was an open goal there. Frag just needed to get the backflip right, and now it's going all the way, trickling back after their own goal. We see Nianfo flying in at the top there, but Elf is the one who picks this up. I can't believe how close this was to going the other way around. Yeah, you got to go with calculator there, Elf. I'll talk to you about that one later. That was fantastic, but really good play by these guys, just showing good team cohesion. They might be letting it go a little bit at this stage, just maybe their defensive rotations haven't been 100%, but they are 3 goals up, and they can afford to play a little bit more aggressively and just, cement their lead if it does work.
Yeah, Fortitude Black definitely finding themselves 3 guys upfield trying to score that goal, and I mean, none of them really getting a decent enough touch. I think 2 players actually got in the way of trying to strike that ball. These are the things they got to communicate. They got to talk. They got to get back into this. They're definitely gonna have to pull something magical up here. But as we speak about that, speaking of magical, Alf almost connected that one with another spectacular aerial shot. I mean, we've got Zebra just trying to pick up some boost and maybe good in a good cross here. But Frag with a good cleanup. Nianfo with an aerial shot here across field more than across goal. Alf just finding himself a little bit in no man's land with the ball just hanging in the middle of the field here. Maybe this can go for a goal towards, but we can see Alf and Zebra maybe in the way of trying to get towards that ball. Nianfo just stepping in here to maybe get a good shot at it, but Frag's like, you know what, I'm gonna clear this upfield.
Minute 10 left on the clock, and we have a 3-goal lead in our Pro final game. Zebra going for an awesome dribble, but Frag sitting at the back there, keeping it out. And this ball, I've not seen this many goalposts just bouncing off the woodwork in general in a game of Rocket League, probably ever.
TCK almost put in an own goal there. That would have been quite a dramatic one for his team, but luckily hit the crossbar. Again, we got Cornflakes just trying to work this ball for his teammates upfield. Sort of feel like the players are getting in each other's way, but I understand what they're trying to get going there. And again, I mean, Zebra is just like, well, you know, this ball, they're not doing anything with it. I'm going to make the best of it, and I'm just going to go straight for it.
Certainly seemed to work out for him, and it just, like you say, it might be just fatigue sitting in now. I mean, these guys have basically been playing for what, 3-4 hours straight now, so a good amount of play by both of these guys. But you know, it just seems that they're trying things, they're trying different things, and nothing's working. They're going up against a rock solid defense from the whole of Rocket Eclair. Everyone doing everything. We see Nyanfo there, wasn't even in goals, and just comes across, clears it inside, a pop from Zebra towards Elf, pops it into the center. Nyanfo not able to get it. Elf picks it up again, puts it to the center. Cornflakes does a nice job of clearing it to the side. But with 4-0 on the scoreline, it seems like we have the last person to qualify for this day. It is going to be Rocket Eclair. They've come back, they have redeemed themselves, and they are going through to tomorrow after a rocky start.
Well done to the team Rocket Eclair for making it through. This has been some exciting stuff. Both matches we've seen from Rocket Eclair, I mean, they had to work for it. It wasn't easy stuff. Both Fortitude Black and VXP putting up some hard fights to stay in this competition. But it has been, I mean, it was hard fought defeats, but I mean, these guys are giving it their all. They don't come here to monkey around. These oaks means business, and unlucky Fortitude Black, but they unfortunately have to pack up and go home.
Hard loss, hard to go out at this stage of the competition, hard to go out at any stage of the competition, to be fair. But we are trying to find the best teams in South Africa. Well played to Fortitude Black to come this far and defeat. I mean, they've surprised everyone with beating Rocket Eclair in that first round. Then they went down to Team Name in the second round, came through, had to fight against Rocket Eclair, fight against the odds twice, and you know, they just ran out eventually. Really close games, really good attacking opportunities. A couple of those balls were just millimeters away from going in, but it just seemed that relentless attack from Rocket Eclair finally paid off, and they have taken this series 3-0.
I must say that with all the games we've had here today, it's been exciting stuff. It's been end-to-end stuff. We've seen so many goals. We've seen some crazy plays, some crazy saves. Michael, someone, Ultrism, should I say, someone that experiences what you are in Rocket League, what do you think is going through these guys' minds that's going through to the next round? I mean, they're coming back here tomorrow on day 2. Same place, basically same time. And yeah, I mean, what do you think they've got to practice, or do you think they're going to go now and sort of celebrate? What do you think is going to happen?
Thank goodness I can go to sleep. It's probably the first thing that's going through these guys' minds. I mean, the amount of emotional trauma that these guys have been through, and just anxiety and stress that has been going through these guys today has been phenomenal. I mean, this is the first LAN environment, and you know what? I think tomorrow we're going to see a lot more calm play, where we're going to have guys, you know, we've done this. They've gone home, they've thought about it, they've maybe chatted as a team. A couple of these teams are staying together for this weekend, so they're now going to go home and go, you know what? We don't need the practice. We need to concentrate. We need to maybe review our game footage and go, right, what did we do well? What did we do badly? And bring it tomorrow. Everyone can improve on something. Everyone. And these guys, if they keep playing at their standard quality that they have been today, I mean, I was walking around watching the guys scrimming between the matches. We didn't even see some of the skills coming out. I was watching guys doing training packs. I was watching guys doing ranked play. They were phenomenal. So if we can see some of that skills coming out tomorrow, maybe just shake out all the nerves and get the real quality Rocket League. Today was fantastic. Tomorrow, I want to see even better.
Yeah, definitely, Altruism. I mean, today I've seen Rocket League at the next level. I've never seen it at this level. I've always been involved with some odd ends of, you know, competition, silent competitions here and there, especially with RLX. I mean, those guys put up some great competition for the guys, you know, with a little bit of money reward at the end, you know, maybe some in-game purchases or whatever you have. But these oaks, there's a whole development behind the team. It's not just, you know what, hey, I'm actually at the LAN this weekend, you want to join. These guys have been playing for a few years. They've been building up teams for, I was speaking to VXP. Those guys saw their loss today. They're exiting the competition now, unfortunately. But when I was speaking to them, they were saying, you know what, guys, we were much better than what we've ever been before. And that's the positiveness. Like that Papa Cape said that, we shouldn't be angry. We shouldn't, obviously you're going to rage. Everyone rages a little bit. But, they're going home with a smile because they came this far. They played against Rocket Eclair, which is one of the best in the business. But again, this is no place for men, boys. This is a place for men.
So, guys, we're going to be bringing you our final set of interviews for the day in just a couple of minutes. We have to go grab them, get them through here, get them set up. But don't go anywhere. You will want to hear these interviews. And if you guys are going off now that you don't want to stick around, we will see you again tomorrow. First game kicks off at 9 o'clock in the morning. We will be right here. We hope you're going to be with us, but don't go anywhere for now. We are going to go grab our guys for the interview. We'll see you now. Welcome back, guys. We are being joined by Pornflakes from the losing side, unfortunately. Fortitude Black, they played incredibly well. They played, in my opinion, the best I've ever seen you guys play. And that's not to say you played badly before. That's to say you guys brought some incredible skill. The number of air dribbles, the number of air plays and backboard hits and redirects and dribble plays, they were fantastic. What did you guys think coming into this tournament as the lowest seed and then ending up beating Rocket Eclair in the first round?
Yeah, we felt like kind of the underdogs in the beginning. We started off playing Rocket League actually the start of this year, so we have the fewest hours as well. To qualify just to making it here, it's an honor, especially with my teammates as well, especially the frag that came from Cape Town. We have a good chemistry. Me and TCK has been friends for lifelong friends, and we've been playing PC ever since, and now we're here.
That's brilliant to hear. I mean, that's what gaming is all about, is being able to play with your friends, play with guys that you enjoy playing with. Winning is great. Playing with friends and having a good time is about it. And do you think that, like, you guys going forward now, you're going to play competitively and try and improve? But how do you make sure that you don't lose that friendship spirit? I mean, too many people become toxic, too many people become salty just because it's like, oh, no, it's your fault that we lost or anything like that. How do you stay such good friends in such a competitive game?
Sometimes we do tune a bit each other. It's true, we do. But in the beginning, we get mad at each other. Then we just get like over it, and we start making jokes of it, and we keep making jokes, and then we just stay friends, and we keep on playing every day to improve ourselves. Because we beat the #1 seed in the first game, my heart was beating. We had insane shots. But we fell a bit off here in the last game. We kind of tilted a bit, and we didn't get mad at each other, but still, we're here.
So good to hear that you're just doing this for the passion and you don't get mad and you are here with friends and everything like that. It is so nice to hear just people enjoying their Rocket League. And going forward, what is your plans? Do you see yourself improving on anything in particular?
Yeah, especially my team, we're struggling a bit with rotations as well. The communication is also a little bit bad, but we quite for our hours on the game as well. We actually quite fast. We can keep up with the best players in South Africa as well.
You proved it today. I mean, come on, you took out the first seed in the first game, so you guys have been phenomenal in how fast. How many hours do you have? For you and the rest of your team, if you know
I think me and TCK has about 800 hours. I think, and Frag is about 700 or 600. I think we have like 1 to 4 hours between most people, because some of the players here is about 4,000 hours plus.
Yeah, definitely. We've got guys. I mean, the average is probably about 2,000 hours. We go up to 4,000 with people like NoClip. It's phenomenal that you guys have come this far in so few hours. It's brilliant to see what you guys are doing and everything like that. I've got to ask though, I heard a rumor that you guys were playing on controllers, on keyboard and mouse just a couple of months ago. Is that true?
Yeah, that's true. We started on keyboard and mouse. I think we have about 3 months controller into us. I think we started about playing about 400, 500 hours on keyboard and mouse, especially TCK. I think he only has about 100 hours on controller. I think he only started about a month and a half back. But me and Frag transitioned together when the season 5 was wiped, I think, season 5 or 4. When we just started playing controller, because most of the players from SSS just keep on playing controller. It's much easier to dribble the ball in the air. The hits are a bit difficult, but just keep on playing controller. You will get better, and you'll get better fast.
And what do you think? Now that you've swapped over, do you regret coming back? Are you thinking, maybe we'll go back to keyboard and mouse, or are you finding it a different world?
I love my controller. I've been playing PC games while I'm using WASD and my mouse my whole life. But since I'm using controller for Rocket League, I'll stay by controller. If I go back to my keyboard, I'll struggle my ass off.
Oh, that's brilliant. Any final words that you would like to say to guys who maybe didn't make it this weekend, or the guys going further in the tournament? I mean, it's never great to go out on the first day, but you guys certainly fought your way, fought hard for this tournament, and congrats for that. So going forward, any advice for anyone else?
I just listen because there's a lot of people, especially in the Rocket League community in SA, that actually tried hard this year, playing the GGL and coming to this point. I know we qualified just on the number 8 seed, and it was kind of tough because we kind of screwed up a little bit. But we made it, and the other people as well, they must just keep on practicing, even if your hours is 4,000 or 3,000 or like us, 700 or 800. Just keep going, man. One day you'll maybe come here, maybe even international.
That's brilliant. I'm so happy to have you here. And well done for this tournament. Well done for qualifying. Brilliant showing today in all of your games that I got to see. I missed the first ones, unfortunately, but it was an absolute privilege to watch you here. And, good. Thanks for joining us, and good luck for the rest of Rocket League. I'm sure we're going to see you again next year and all the future competitions.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. Eh? I'll probably see you next year as well. And I think Rocket League is also growing as a community, and I hope it gets bigger. And I don't want to sound greedy on much, but the prize pool can get bigger as well.
We all want that. I mean, no one, like everyone wants just a little bit more money. And the more money we get, the more players are going to do it, and the better competition we get, and just everyone. Rocket League is such a tight-knit community. It would be nice to just be able to have that support from everyone. Any last words for your team?
My team. I like to say thanks to TCK. We started a team because of him. Also, Frag, he's a good player. He sometimes says he never does anything wrong. We can struggle a bit with each other and struggle with occasions, but I'll keep my team as it is. We just have a lot of more hours to go, and probably next year we can win this.
I'm so excited to see you guys in the future and keep up with your careers. But guys, thank you very much for joining us. This was Pornflakes. I will be interviewing CP Zebra in the next couple of minutes. Don't go anywhere. And we have our second interview for today. It is CPZ, otherwise known as Zebra. He's here. He was probably the top goal scorer that I've seen today. He's having a good time. Nyanfo sitting on the side, busy making him laugh. But he is with us here. What do you think? Coming after losing that first game and going down to the loser bracket, what did you have to say to the team, to yourself? Just what is your mentality moving forward?
Well, the first thing we went with was Elf. Drive after the ball, please. It was pretty rough. Like, they really surprised us. First game, they were insanely fast. Like, they really have this aggressive style where they just dive. So as soon as we started playing faster than them, that's what we decided. Like, if we just beat one player to the ball, the other two might be out of position, and then we can just capitalize on that. So yeah, that's pretty much what we went with.
That's fantastic, being able to pick up that pace and just vary your pace. I noticed you did that especially well in the games. You were able to slow it down sometimes. The one goal, you came in from the left-hand side, you let the ball bounce, you saw that no one was going to attack you, and then attack with the great shot. How do you decide, like you were saying, we lost because we were too slow, they were faster, and then you go and beat them with the slower play. What goes through your mind when you're deciding, quick play, slow play, can I control this, can I just take a shot?
Well, I think when you played a lot of games where your opponents are either faster or slow, well, you're a lot faster than you get into a habit of checking where your opponent is. I think it's a big difference between, you'd say, like maybe a Diamond 1 player and a Champion player, and then obviously to varying degrees of, like the better the player, the better their awareness is. So our team's calling stuff as well. They're letting me know, like, they probably done a boost, so it's going to be a hard challenge. So then I just slow it down. I saw that the guy was backwards, or I think he was backwards. Anyways, there's my awareness for you. Yeah, so, they were in net. I figured they'd probably be scared, so you just slow it down and try to make the best of the shot.
That's brilliant. You mentioned the communication in the team, how it has to be so fluid and everything. But you guys are also playing at an incredible pace. Rocket Eclair's signature is playing aggressive and keeping that pressure on, boost starving and stuff like that. So you guys are rotating and swirling around so quickly. How do you manage to maintain your composure and not make two people go for the ball? Because that's something you guys very rarely do when on attack, is one person's going up for a really hard shot, putting it on the backboard, the next person's following, next person's, and you guys seem to have 8 people on the field just because of how well you rotate and how fluid you are together. Is that communication or is that game sense?
I think at like the higher, faster levels, then a lot comes down to game sense. But this week we've been practicing a lot with each other. We got some games in against some really, really good opponents. So it forced us into a position where, sometimes your game sense doesn't cut it, because they're better than you. And that forced us to just communicate better with each other. So we stick to just one word lines, like it will be like Elf, Neon, or I'm back. So it would just be, got it, I'm back, Neon, got their boost, pretty much. So you keep it short, fast, and then, game sense takes care of the rest.
Certainly. I mean, it's been brilliant. You guys have so many hours on the console, and what amazes me is you guys don't just have one style. We've seen people like NoClip, incredible in the air, decent on the ground with his dribbles and stuff like that, but it seems like each and every one of you has the ability to dribble, to air dribble, to hit it off the wall, hit it off the backboard, do all the amazing stuff. And do you guys have designated roles in the team? Is someone back traditionally, or is someone always going for the best aerial that they can? Or is it a case of whoever's got the best shot or whoever's got the best ability and opportunity, that's their ball?
I think we probably go for whoever has the better shot, goes for it and stuff. But I think most of the time you'll find Alf playing defense. He's actually probably the most underrated defensive player that we have in the South African community, because at some point me and Neon were just, we want to be the stars, we want to be, we're the best or whatever, we want to be amazing. So we just go and we try to do our stuff, and I think it forced Alf into a position where he learned how to deal with it, basically. So I would say Alf probably's got a more defensive role on the team, but like I said, we try do both. Whoever's closer, whoever has the better shot, go for it. And then obviously it's all based on boost as well. If you don't have boost, then you'll be like a Khan, and then whoever's fastest can go for it.
Well, you guys have certainly shown some amazing big match temperament, managing to shake off that first loss. Then you had a really tight game against VXB, and then you came back and actually had a really nice dominating performance here in this last game, 3-0ing it. How do you go into tomorrow now? Is it a case of, we're back, we've done what we needed to gel as a team, or anything? Was tomorrow a fresh start, come in with all that focus and just get that laser focus really, really quickly? Because obviously tomorrow's games are going to be even tougher than today. It's a double elimination, so you can make one mess up, but no one wants to go to the lower bracket in the early part of the game.
Well, when we lost our first series to Fortitude, we decided we were a lower bracket team, so we might just go there again. But all jokes aside, I think that it was a lot on nerves, to be honest. Like, I think not everyone's got LAN experience. Some people it affects a lot more. Once we got into the game, we're just playing, it kind of just falls away, man. And then you just play your game, and I think that's what gradually happened from series 1 to then 3, obviously.
Brilliant way to put it. Is just play your game. Well, you're at a LAN. Why is it different from sitting at home, sitting in the same room, sitting on different sides of the country? It's just you guys playing as a team, and I think that's a brilliant way of summing it up. And just any last advice for other players? It's a question I've been asking, but considering you guys came in as the number 1 seed, what sets you guys apart from the rest of South Africa that maybe the rest of South Africa could start aspiring to be or working towards?
I don't think at this level, I guess, where we are right now, that we're particularly better at everything. We're just a little faster, I'd say. I think we just have faster decision making as a team, probably, and maybe our mechanics is just a bit better. So maybe where they would have done a half up, not such a good clear, we do like a proper one, So I think, you just have to play the game. That's the thing about Rocket League. Like, it's just a game of hours, and then everything becomes comfortable, and that's how you get better. So I guess that's it, man. Just play more.
Keep practicing, keep at it, try those training drills, try playing as a team, because that, I guess, is what gets your unity going and everything like that. But now going into the rest of the competition, you are against really tough opponents. Anyone that you're particularly worried about, and any ways that you think that you have to beat them? And if you do that, then you've got a good chance of winning. If you don't, then you could really struggle against them.
Well, I'd say maybe before Rage, we would have considered DK to be the scariest. But after what we've seen from Frag and them, from what's his team, Fortitude. After what we saw from Fortitude today, I think any team here has a good chance. And I mean, we recently lost to Magoo and Timmy in 2v2, so you know there's a lot of people there. But I wouldn't say we're scared of anyone because we came here to win. So regardless of who we play, we're going to play our best.
That's a brilliant way to put it. It's just, everyone in South Africa has gotten a lot better recently. We've seen guys who were missing 50-50s or, not clearing the ball nicely. They're getting in the air. They're getting those wall shots and everything like that. So it's certainly going to be an amazing game. A couple of games tomorrow that we're going to bring you. This is us for tonight. We are done, but we will be sure to bring you some of the even better Rocket League action in the morning. Any last thoughts?
I actually have none.
Gonna go sleep anyway to celebrate today, or are you excited to just get into bed?
We're just gonna hang around with the teams and stuff. I mean, there's quite cool guys here, man. So we're probably just gonna chill with them. No.
Brilliant. If you guys want to come through tomorrow, we will have the LAN finals on the big screen. You guys can come sit, watch the two teams that make it to that point, and cheer with the rest of us. It's going to be a fantastic series tomorrow. Come through, check out Rage, check out the whole VS Gaming Expo, and we will be sure to bring you some amazing Rocket League tomorrow. Good night from us, and thank you to my co-caster, Gavi G. Thanks to all the guys who've come through today so far, and thanks for Tim the Ninja for hosting this entire broadcast throughout the day, doing a spectacular job, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Life.
I was fine when you held my hand. I was fine when you pulled me down. You said the stars would answer. You said our prayers were written down.